me. A three,
A two.
a one. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Read This, Read That.
Ooh.
I am Jackie Reed.
And my computer's going crazy. I'm Joy and Reed. My
We're going
computer's
on a tour. Joy Reed's house.
possessed with the devil. The
I'll
devil.
take it. Let's go on a tour. Let's go upstairs.
Let's go. Come with me. No.
I love that. Oh, I love. So we both have our glasses on today. I love your glasses. Very
Thank
nice.
you. I love your
Um,
glasses. Very cute. We love the
Thank
sheet.
you. Girl, I keep it really inexpensive with the glasses. If I don't have readers, like, girl, look, I'm like Red Fox over here. I got all these glasses. I have drawers of readers, but I finally said, because I don't, hey, everybody, welcome. Welcome, you guys in the chat. Happy to
By
have
the
you
way,
here.
can we say happy birthday to Brittany, not Brittany? Brittany, not Brittany, is her birthday. Or is it
Yes.
Brittany, not Brittany? But we love you. Happy birthday, cousin. We appreciate a cousinly birthday. Happy birthday.
I want to say it's
Taurus
Brittany,
season.
not Brittany or
Nay.
Brittany.
Brittany,
Brittany.
Brittany.
Glad to have
Brittany,
her
not
here.
Brittany. It's her
Hey,
birthday.
everybody. But yeah, I was going to say we are in the cheap glasses club because, girl, I have lost so many expensive glasses. I remember I was out in Las Vegas and I bought these glasses at some glass store. They were Prada, $400 and something, right?
Mhm.
Plus prescription on top. That was the glasses. On top of that, prescription and all that. But I just had to have them. They were these like burnt red glasses. They were so cute. With a little pearl on the side. They were so cute. Girl, lost them. Went and bought them again online, lost
Mhm.
them again,
Mhm.
lost it. I
Mhm.
said, that's it.
That's it.
I'm done with designer glasses. I can't
Oh,
do it.
I can do you one better than that. So
Hmm.
when I remember I went to Paris for my writing James
Yeah.
Baldwin 2-week extravaganza to write Megger and Merle. So while I'm there, I took one day. I'm like, I'm gonna reward myself and I'm gonna go shopping. Popped into this store, found some fabulous glasses, German made. It was about 230 euro, which is like $400 or something like that. Fabulous. Brought the glasses back. They were cute, black, fabulous. Put them down back in the US, back in the DC. Put my glasses down for a hot minute. Got up to go get a snack or something. I hear crunch, crunch, crunch. I'm like, what is that sound? I turn around and Miss Nala, who loves one of her favorite snacks is glasses. For whatever reason, she is driven to eat glasses. This girl had my glasses all in her yob, crunching away like it was her favorite snack. I was like, no, no. My glasses were destroyed. I was so overwrought, so distraught. Went online to try to find them. Could not find the glasses ever again. Went on the app. It was a German manufacturer, even though I bought them in Paris. I've never seen those glasses again. And then I kept on this hunt trying to get glasses that looked the same. I went on our favorite one, Zulu. Ended up buying these. They ended up buying these because they were
Voila.
close to what those glasses looked like. So I bought these from Zulu, which I wear all the time. I've been on the hunt for. I've never been able to find a glasses like that. So that was that pair. Completely destroyed my glasses. Then came to my next adventure. Okay, I keep going. It gets worse. So I finally, my former anchor producer, um, also way back before he was doing TV, he used to work at a optometrist. He actually was like a young optometrist before he got in TV, and he was my anchor producer. So he was like, "You need new glasses? Why don't you go to my former bosses in my former company and you can get glasses?" So I go in and I get these amazing Kate Spade frames.
Hmm.
Order the
Very cute.
glasses.
Very
He's like,
cute.
not only will I get hook you up with this person, which he did. He's like, when the glasses are done, have them call me and I will deliver the glasses to you. You don't even have to go back and get them. I was like, amazing. He gets the glasses. He brings them to me in a little bag. Tweet, tweet, tweet. I lose the bag. Didn't see the bag for like 6 months. This bag is, I don't know what I remember him handing it to me. Glasses gone, gone. I reordered the glasses. These are $600 glasses with including the prescription. I reorder them a second time. We were doing a spring cleaning about a month, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. Guess what I found? The glasses.
Shut up.
So I have now paid $1,200 for. I have 2 of these now. I have a backup pair.
Well, that's
So
good
yeah,
though.
I'm terrible. I've been losing glasses since I was a kid. I am terrible. I don't know why I buy expensive glasses. I genuinely don't. I have to stop because I love glasses now that I'm an adult and they're cute and they're not ugly. Like I had red frames, but they're like Sally Jesse Raphael, like these. These are Vontel. I had glasses that were red. I had a little, cute version like this, and I looked like a baby Sally Jesse Raphael, but they were Coke bottle glasses. I hated my glasses. I hated them. And my mom would always try to get me different frames, but the Coke bottle lenses just made them ugly no matter what. Hated glasses. Grew up, got contacts. I got a job just to get contacts as a kid, get my contact lenses so I never wore glasses again. Grow up, got the surgery so I never had to wear glasses. And then all of a sudden, the minute my surgery was done, glasses were cute. Every cute frame, every cute brand, every cute style. I'm like, shit, now I need. But now, of course, menopause means I'm blind, so I need them again.
I never had to wear glasses until later in life. And now, girl, when I tell you, I used to do the readers all the time because I was like, I'm just going to get readers. But then when I'm driving, which I know is your favorite thing to hear about me driving, when I'm driving, I can't see clearly, right? If I don't know my way around, I can't read the road sign saying this exit, so many miles.
That's why you be missing it and having to back up.
Shut up. So I couldn't see that. So then I'm putting the readers on to see that, but I don't need the readers to see the distance, right? Anything. So it was like I'm taking glasses on and off and on and off. I said, my sister was like, girl,
just get glasses.
Get some glasses. I would be walking. I had my readers on, but because I couldn't see the distance, or if I didn't have glasses at all, we were walking one time in Atlanta just for exercise and just pleasure. And we're walking, and I saw something that looked like a puppy that just sitting there on the side of the road. And I was like, is that a puppy? And girl, it would be like a rock, like a log. Or my sister's like,
not a dog, it's a
rock.
There's
so many instances where my sister is like, girl, you've got to get some glasses. Because I'm like, wait a minute. So if you've ever come up to me and I didn't have glasses on, or I did, and they were readers, and I didn't recognize you, it's probably because I just couldn't.
You can't see. And when I got my surgery in 2017, I got one nearsighted eye and one farsighted eye. So I'm nearsighted and farsighted now at the same time. So one eye sees close and one eye sees really far. So these glasses are like that too. So if I look in one eye, I can see close and one eye I can see far. So it's like my brain has to adjust to the weirdness of it being like dual vision. But yes, people who are saying make some readers. I'm working on that, everyone. That's why I have so many glasses, because myself in partnership with Vontel, we are coming up with some readers. So if you are a viewer of the other podcast, you already know about this, because we are making some readers, baby. And so we're doing a contest to see what style to do. But yes, baby, I'm making some readers, honey. You're going to be able to purchase.
My mom already was like, let me tell you, my mother's like, tell Joyanne. I don't know why she want me to tell you, because my mom doesn't believe in freebies. She wants to purchase, right? She wants to support. So she's like, tell Joyanne that I want to buy some of the glasses that she was talking about on her show.
I love it.
Or she's like, tell Joyanne, ask her if she knows about John Ossoff and what he's saying about blah, blah, blah. Did you hear this? Did you hear that? Ask Joy. You see, I don't ask you these things. It's like on a regular basis.
I love it.
Joyanne, if she knows about the Obama, I know she knows about it, but what does she think about the Obama library that's opening up? You see, I never ask you these things.
I know.
I'm like, okay, yeah.
Getting some compliments on your hair.
I'm sure she knows. I'm like, mommy, I'm sure she knows about these things.
Yeah. Because
she's up on top. Did she hear about this, and this? Or she'll ask me if I've heard about it. I'm like, no, I don't know about that. Well, ask Joyanne. Because I know she knows about it. It's like, ask my other daughter. Ask my daughter. Ask her.
Go on over there. Ask Joyanne. Listen, I'll take it. That's my mama. Leave her alone. You're getting compliments on your hair, and it does look fetching. It looks very cute.
Oh, thank you. I put on. This is not my hair. This is one of my little puffs that I put on. I love it. Because I know I was trying to wear my natural hair. Y'all, it's too much. It's too much. I can't. But
this is too much.
That's not too much. Your hair is
It's
cute,
too
and
much.
I love
It's
the
too
way
much.
you
I
puff
hate
it
it.
down.
Mm-mm.
But I have a hair appointment. I finally
Ooh,
found because I was on the hunt for a place that I could go where they were experts with natural hair, but not just natural hair, healthy natural hair. Because I've
yes,
been to
yes.
people, and not everybody. I've gone to some great people, but I really
Hmm.
want someone who can help nurture my hair and then also can help me wear protective styles without breaking my hair.
Yeah.
It wasn't working. So I'm excited. I have a consultation on
Okay.
Thursday.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna go see what they're talking about. But they offer a service where if you're gonna wear like natural hair but in a ponytail, well, they will
Hmm.
smooth your hair. You can go in and get your hair smoothed
Ooh,
down. But baby, I will go. I will go.
yes.
Y'all see these edges. And
It
I'm trying not to do gels. I'm like our girl Coco Golf, who everybody gave a hard time with that ad that she did recently because her edges were not smoothed down and her hair
right.
was a little based on industry standards wasn't
Right.
what people felt like it should be. But she went on to explain, hey, that's where I am. So if you don't even comment if you see me doing videos on my page about my edges and my hair, I don't. I'm just trying to be me, doing what I gotta do.
Listen.
Think that is just sitting on top of the world.
Yeah, and people gotta be we gotta be kinder about hair because hair is a lot of work. Like people don't.
Girl,
I wish you could come down and have Coco do your hair because one thing I love about my stylist and blonde is very bad on. It's tough on your hair. We've been doing this baskin lather. I'm loving the by the way that spray,
all those
baby.
products,
I
right?
spray that people like your hair looks so soft. That's why I got this baskin lather pumped into my hair on this morning. Okay, but I mean it's literally so hard on your hair. You have to over moisturize and Coco does not play around as far as hair health. She will not even bleach my hair. If I don't come in for my regular appointments, she'll give me yellow gold. She will not let me have platinum unless my hair is healthy. Because she's like you, and then she'll see this, you're taking your hair out. And she gets on me. If I don't keep up my hair, I don't put the conditioner in it, if I don't moisturize. She is a brutal, she's brutal. She be like, no, mm-mm. She tells me off. She's like, you're gonna have to change your hair color. You can't have the blonde. We're just gonna change it.
That's
And I'm like,
that's
ooh,
what I need. I need somebody who
she's tough.
is really, really strict, and will help me choose. Like I want somebody that I can go to like once a week or once every other week, put a different style in my hair that I can
Yeah,
work with, and in between they are conditioning it for me, but in that way I can switch it up because natural hair for me, because all my life, my most of my life, my hair has been permed. You know
right.
what I mean? I've
Same.
been dealing with perm. So I'm still learning and trying to be camera ready with this stuff is
It's a
challenging.
lot. It's a lot.
It's a
It's a
lot.
lot.
I just want my hair to get long enough where I can do this every day. Where I can
Where
just,
you
girl, I'm
can
gonna put it
right.
up anyway.
Just pull
But
it
I
up and
want
keep
to
it moving.
keep it moving. I want to wear braids and things like that. But I think that based on how I was not maintaining it with the braids, there was a lot of breakage. So that's why I'm not doing braids right now. But
Yeah.
anyway, girl, we done got all into
And the question to the question in the chat. No, I was blonde at MSNBC. I went blonde at MSNBC. So they had no Mrs. Now did not have a problem with that. My ex. Anyway,
yeah,
moving on.
your ex. Your ex.
My ex.
We'll be talking about your ex in a minute because we are
Ooh,
going to talk about with our issue need to know. We're going to talk about that White House Correspondents' Dinner situation. I'm calling it an incident because the jury's still out on so many things. So we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to talk about the breakup of Meg Thee Stallion and that Negro that she was dating and fallout. And the reason why we're talking about it is because of all these comments, negative comments that Black men, including Stephen A. Smith, have been saying about her and her not being good enough. And also, we're going to talk about that. So please stay tuned for that and chime in. And we are announcing our new big book club pick for the month of May. We've
stop.
got a great author coming up for you today, Kennedy Ryan. And we are setting up our Shopify so you can buy the book from us, right,
Yeah.
Joanne? Tell the
Yes,
people
we
the details.
yes, we are setting up our Shopify even as we speak. In the background, it is happening even as we speak. By 9 p.m. tonight, you'll be able to buy the book. We're also going to make it so that you can buy our previous book, With Love from Harlem. If you want to catch up on that one, you heard so much about it, you want to actually read that book as well. And we have some special announcements for our book babes and our editorial board because y'all get a special discount that only y'all get. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about becoming a member because the membership has its privileges.
That's right. That's right. So we'll talk a little bit. We'll remind you guys of that. But as you can see, please be sure to, if you want to become a member, all you got to do is hit the join button on our YouTube channel, and be sure and like and subscribe and leave a comment wherever you watch or listen to this podcast, because we are back in the audio game. We're catching up and posting all of our old episodes over the past year. So please join us wherever you listen to podcasts as well. So like, subscribe, join our membership, do all the things, because our membership is really, we're having a good time, you guys. You know, with the book club, with our book babes, if you sign up for that one, everybody gets to meet the author, right? And the opportunity to know what the book is. But at the end of the month, we have an exclusive book club meeting with only our book babes, and the author comes back, and we really get into details and talk about the book and really get into it. And with our editorial board, you get to sit in on our editorial meetings on Monday. There's some other things that we're going to do for you, but you all are helping us make decisions, and you get to see how the donuts are made. You get to see behind the scenes. You know, we're going to talk about, you all get to help us pick guests. You get to help us finalize our logo pick. You get to help us with so many interesting things, but you also get a lot of behind the scenes information and access that a lot of people will not get. So, and then of course, there is our Cousin Nation, who we love also. Well, you can join that as well. So hit join. Which one is right for you guys, but we love you guys. Okay. Well, we kind of wind down a little bit. Do you have anything more to add? Do you have a specific wind down besides glasses and hair?
Besides my glasses, yes. And by the way, what I'm drinking is, I'm drinking it again. I'm giving the watermelon lime another go, giving it another zhuzh in my little
Does it have an aftertaste? The Hi-Yo?
The Hi-Yo, it doesn't. No, I have to mix it though. So you have to mix it to make sure that you don't get the pulp, because I don't like pulp, and I usually do it down to the pulp before that. When the pulp gets in, I kind of stop it there. It does not have an aftertaste. This one is not my favorite, but I like it because it's refreshing. And today's a little gloomy here today, and it's a little refreshing, and so I want something crisp and sort of, lime, and it's get a good little limey, and I love the watermelon flavor, so it's fabulous. It's good. It does not have an aftertaste, not to me anyway.
I get mad every time I see that glass.
I know. Busy bee.
It's mine. I'm coming to your house.
Come and get it. I told you, come and get it. You come.
I'll be there at the end of this month, and one of the things I'm doing, you might as well pack it up.
It ain't but a short walk. It ain't but a short walk. You're walking over, but you're limping back. You're walking over, but you're limping back. What's that from? Please let us know.
Let me say this, because I'm in Atlanta. She's in the DMV area, and we'll keep it there. And and so if you are a member of our editorial board, one of the things we're going to be talking about is, what would you like to see us do together? When we're together, like, what are some fun things that you all want us to do, since we're in the same space? For our editorial board member, we want to hear what you have to say on that in our next meeting. So think about your ideas and let us know in our next meeting on Monday, and we will try to make that happen. Okay.
Yes. So my wind down is that I'm in week 14 of my Invisaligns, and this.
Oh, girl, that tooth has moved.
So Bob is like, he's sitting down and behaving himself. Bob is like, damn, I guess y'all don't want me to live. Y'all don't want me to be higher up than everybody else. You don't want me to be an individual. You just want me to be just ordinary like the rest of the teeth. So I guess I just have to give in and just be one of the people. So Bob is like, I'm just going to go ahead and sit the hell down and shut the hell up. so Bob is he's getting in place. So Bob, they said Bob is gone. No, Bob not gone. I don't want to be gone. I don't want to gap him tooth. I want Bob to stay. I just want him to sit the hell down and be equal to everybody else. So I believe in equality. I actually believe in the equality of all people and all teeth. So I want him to just be equal. But yeah, it was all up high, like, I'm high up than y'all bitches. I can see over everybody. I can look around. Ain't nothing around here. Ain't nothing around here but air. Nothing around here but air and the tongue in the back. I can see the tongue in the back. Hey, I'm over everybody else. I'm way up high. How about that? And I was like, can you just sit down with everyone else? He's like, no, bitch, I'm high. High on the hog. Yeah. So I said, nah, Bob. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, I got Bob. Oh, I got Bob's ass. I got Bob's ass. And he got Bob sitting all the way down. Bob getting in place. So Bob is in place. Yeah, Bob, sit the hell down, damn it. So yeah,
Bob was like, look at me.
I'm high. You're like, no, you're low, bitch. Hello. Somebody said Harlem Nights, Della Reese. That's true. Stop me, my pinky toe. Ow. Sit the
A
hell
pinky
down,
toe.
Bob. You little badass.
Hilarious.
So yes, I mean, week 14, Bob is getting himself, he's getting his life. He's loving being, even with everyone else. He's making new friends. The two teeth around him are like, we're not so bad. You really could have chilled with us before, but you were just being an angry bitch and being higher than everyone else. But now that you're down with us, you're good. So Bob he's down, he's getting down low. Once he's all the way flat, all I need is retainers and I can keep it moving. Week 14 of 23.
It looks so. What's the pain level like now? Because in the beginning, we know there
Yeah.
was like this crazy
It was
discomfort.
painful. Yeah. I'm used to it now. And now I'm a little disturbed that it doesn't hurt as much. But I will tell you, I've had a couple incidents where I took them out and then got comfortable because you have to take them out to eat and then do your whole process where like an hour or two went by and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to put my Invisaligns back in. So I'm getting, you start to get lazy with it. And the doctor did warn me, the dentist did say, you have to be careful as you go, along with it, you start to get slack with not putting them in. You have to have them in all but 2 hours a day. So I have cheated a couple times. I'll probably be a little further along. If not, the only pain I'm having now is in the back corners. It doesn't hurt in the front anymore. It just hurts back here in my jaw area. And I think it's just because, they have these little knots on your teeth that are starting directing your teeth and they're really in the back. And so they're starting to hurt in the back a little bit, but I'm good. I can take it. And look, and to get those little straight teeth, I'm gonna put up with whatever I got to put up with. So.
And when is
Yeah.
it done? What's the last? How many weeks? What's the total?
So I do 23 weeks total. So I'm on week 14 of 23. And then after 23 weeks, you just in a retainer. And the retainer is a lot less work, but you have to wear the retainer like overnight when you sleep. So that is it. And then I'm going to start the whitening. Like I'm going to get super brighty whiteys. I'm really excited. I'm loving this experience. It was actually quite affordable and I like my dentist. And for the first time in my life, I actually like my dentist. I think the dentist is great. Young Black dentist. And it's great.
I love that.
They work.
Love that. I'm glad that we got to go on this journey with you. And I love that you're almost at the end of it.
Me, the cousins, and Bob.
Yeah.
Bob the tooth.
That could be a book. That could be a book. You, me, the cousins, and Bob.
Bob,
that's a good
his ass. He's just arrogant ass Bob. Think he better than everybody else. Yeah, no, get your ass down.
You can't even get your name out. It's like, hello, my name is Joy.
I'm Bob. You see me? I'm in the mouth. Do you see how high up I am? I'm so much higher than the other teeth. They ain't shit. Look at me. I'm Bob. Yeah, they were talking to me, Bob. I don't care. I'm a star. I've been on TV as long as you have. All the years you've been on TV, I've been on TV too. And then you open your mouth, people see me.
Right. Is that Oprah over there? Let's go over there.
Oh, it's just Bob. Don't worry about him. It's crazy.
Oh my God. Okay.
Anyway, what's your wind down?
I am, of course, drinking Cycling Frog Wild Cherry again. One of my line sisters was like, what's that drink you're always talking about on the show? And she ordered some and sent me. She's like, she loves it. Has a little THC in it, so you get a little tipsy with it. No, I mean, really. It hits you differently every time, though.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm like, sometimes I'm like, it just
it's a bam.
Right, because when I drink it during the show, it's like in the afternoon. And so if I'm like, I gotta go walk the dog, wash dishes, do work, do this, do that, I'm like, nah, I think I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go lay down. But it is delicious and it is effective without alcohol. So
Love it.
You cannot drink THC or you can't take in THC if you have high blood pressure. So be mindful of that. If you're thinking of, look up THC, research it, talk to your doctor, all those things. I do not have high blood pressure, so I can go.
Anyway,
the girl, this stuff. I'm like watching, the suds are pouring up, and I'm like in the sink, like.
You got the lean. You got the gangster lean. You remember back in the 80s, back in New York, when people used to have the hairline lean? That used to be, people used to defy gravity. They
Back
would
in
be
the
like,
day,
lean,
girl, that stuff came back. That's not like
hairline?
for a while there. I mean, I haven't seen it lately, but I've been out of New York. But in those last girl, that was the thing. You see
Lord.
people, yeah,
Hairline.
that
And
was
they
the
just
thing.
lean like this, like Michael Jackson did in
Girl,
that music video. And it's like, how are they not falling? I don't get it.
girl, that's them defying gravity. You talk about defying gravity.
They defying gravity.
Gravity right there. But my
Crazy.
wind down, let me
Mhm.
say,
Yes.
is two things that I'm watching. One is, and I've been doing this thing where I'm having a retro moment. Don't
Right.
worry, I'm not going to spoil anything for you sensitive Sallies out there. But I've gone back to watch Blackish.
Oh.
And I've watched it from the very beginning, and I am really enjoying that journey because this show is still just as funny as when it started. And it's been so long since I've watched those first episodes, like just gone back. Oh my God, it lands. It is so funny. It was such a special show for what it was, such an impactful show, such a powerful show in its messaging. Such
Mm-hmm.
a good show. So I'm enjoying that because I need a break from the
Yeah.
reality. TV is
Yes, for
my
sure.
escape. And then I'm
For sure.
also watching, I went back to watch Private Practice from the beginning. So remember that was
Oh.
a Wonderland show.
Yes.
Remember
Yes.
Private Practice?
Yes.
Girl, it's on Hulu. Having the time of my life, 2008 said I rewatched Blackish too. It was sad to see the last episode. I know
Mm.
I'm not there yet, but I am loving that journey. But yes, I'm watching Private Practice with all these gorgeous men on there, including Tay Diggs. Anytime Tay Diggs and Audra McDonald is on there
Mhm.
as well,
Mhm.
but and so many other people. It's such a good show. And I sometimes it's like when you if you're like me, sometimes I'm just like I have to be in the mood to watch something. It may
Yeah,
be something
yeah.
that I love, but I just don't feel like watching it. And sometimes I'm just kind of going through the remote, going, no, no, no,
Yes, that's what I'm normally doing. No, no, no.
right?
Mhm.
No, I don't feel like it. No, no, no. And so what going back and watching shows that you loved originally, because you
Yeah.
you forget, like, especially if
Yeah.
there were several seasons,
Mhm.
so damn good. And then one
I
last
love
thing I'm gonna
it.
say, I'm going to see The Devil Wears Prada this
Oh,
Sunday. It comes
okay.
out on May the 1st. Very excited to
Yes.
see that. I'm a huge Devil Wears Prada fan from the
Okay.
first movie. I won't tell anybody anything about how it ends or anything because I know how y'all are. But there's part two. No, her assistant ends up leaving at the end of the movie.
Somebody says they've been watching Miami Vice. Oh my God, I grew up watching Miami Vice. That was the only thing that made our family switch away from Dallas. So remember, they were on at the same time, and we were Dallas people, and then suddenly we switched and we became Miami Vice people. I mean, Miami Vice was a great show back in the day. It was so
you know,
ratchet. It was.
they
Mhm.
have a movie coming out starring Michael B. Jordan. And there's some
Oh,
controversy reportedly over after he got his Oscar, wanting more money
why is that
for
controversial?
I don't know. It happens all the time in Hollywood. I don't
Right.
know if that was true. It was
Yeah.
something that was out there. So I don't know if he actually demanded that. But somebody said, Jackie, stop.
Jackie, stop. She won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't
Natasha
stop.
Brown's not the only person that can't stop, won't stop. It's her. It's Jackie.
But
Her.
they are remaking Miami Vice as a
Mm,
movie starring Michael B.
mm.
Jordan. How excited
I'm
are you?
excited. Who's gonna be Crockett? So he's Tubbs.
Yeah, obviously. I
Who's gonna
don't
be
I don't
Crockett?
know the actor who's doing that.
Oh,
Look at
I
that. Does
kind of
anybody know?
love this. I
I
would
know, right?
100% watch that. Miami Vice is like a music video because I was obsessed with music videos in addition to sports when I was a kid, and I love music videos so much. And it was like watching a long music video. My one of the best scenes ever in Miami Vice. I don't know if you guys remember this. Is when they played "I Can Feel It Coming in the Air Tonight." That episode, and
Oh,
Crockett and Tubbs are in the
boom, boom, boom,
car,
boom, boom,
and
boom,
they're
boom, boom, boom.
right and they're going to try to find the murderer, and they find the dead people in the wall. They're like, where is the body? It's in the wall. It was in the wall. It was
Girl.
like do 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 boom chicka boom boom to bow chicka boom chicka boom boom to bow chicka boom. I was like, listen, first of all, that song was hitting. Have you ever watched the video of the two young black kids who for the first time, right, Phil Collins, hear that song? The first time they hear these young kids hear that song In the Air Tonight for the first time, and they're like, "What?" When the breakdown happened, they're like, "Toot toot 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 toot
Girl,
boom, tick a boom," and they can't believe it. That song was hitting. That song was bad
that
as
was
hell.
such a great song. Phil Collins, girl, what? And you know his daughter Lily Collins is an actress, and she's the star of that show Emily in
Oh,
Paris.
that's who that is.
Hmm.
Mind blown. I didn't realize that was his. I didn't. Okay, I heard of Lily Collins, but I didn't know that was Phil Collins' daughter.
It's his
Wow. Yeah, the
daughter.
80s was something, y'all. The 80s, listen, the 80s and 90s, best two of the best musical eras. Other than I said the 60s, 70s, the 40s, one of the best musical eras. The 40s was amazing. The 40s, like Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, all of that goodness. But yes, no, that In the Air Tonight, oh, that was so good. So good, so good.
Do
Love it.
you, so with all the, like, okay, so when you think back, what is a TV show that you would revisit? Like now that we're talking about revisiting shows that you loved before, what's a show that you would go back, that you would watch now that you loved back in the day?
X-Files, for sure. I thought about doing it. I would watch
Mm.
X-Files. I would watch Dallas, for sure. I would watch Dynasty, for sure. I would definitely watch Miami Vice. And but the X-Files, and I would watch Lost, even though it was so disappointing the way it ended. But I feel like Lost were in that creepy, weird moment again that I would watch it
Mhm.
again. I would also watch MASH. My mother loved MASH, and we would sit up and watch it after Nightline.
That's a
We watched
good
Nightline, and then
one.
MASH was so good. Oh, Fringe was good too.
I
Fringe
never watched
was,
Friends, The Cosby
ooh,
Show. Oh my God, so good. I would
but that
definitely
would
watch
just make me
that.
sad. See, I wouldn't watch the Cosby Show. It make me sad
Why?
because
Because of Bill Cosby?
yeah, it's like he turned out to be so bad. I think I could watch A Different World, but not Cosby.
Girl, I would watch Cosby just because I loved everybody else on that show. You know what I mean? And
Me too.
I loved what that show represented.
Me too.
So I would definitely watch it. But I hear you on that. Some people are saying Knots Landing. Oh my God, yes.
See, I
When
was
they
never
took
into Knots
Knots
Landing like
Landing,
that.
let me tell you something, girl. This hair. Knots Landing was so good. I mean, to me, it was better than Dallas. People are saying,
What? No,
girl,
ma'am.
that
No,
Knots
ma'am. No,
Landing.
ma'am. No, it
Do
was
you
not better
didn't
than
watch
Dallas.
it?
J.R. Ewing. J.R. Ewing is one of the greatest villains in the history of television, and he's the guy
Girl,
from My Dream of
no.
Jeannie. It's crazy
Girl,
that the guy from My Dream of Jeannie turns
mm,
out to be this crazy villain. No,
baby,
man. And Dynasty, too.
Donna from Knots Landing
Not better
gave
than
you a run
Dallas.
for your money, child. And when they
Mm-mm.
took Val's twins,
Oh,
Gary and
that was
Val's
bad.
twins
That was
went missing.
bad. Bad. Now,
Are
we
you
doing all the
kidding me?
spoilers. If
And then
y'all
they
didn't
were
see none of
alive.
these,
They thought that they died, and they were alive.
remember when Dallas, this is the one season I hated when it turned out the whole previous season was a dream. When Dallas, the guy, the shot who was shot in the shower, who shot JR, and then it turned out
Yeah.
none of it was real. Like, what?
Girl, we had a party at my school, a
Falcon
Who
Crest.
Shot JR party at my school.
Listen, and
How crazy is
my
that?
mom and I we were on the side of JR, and my sister and was on the side of Bobby. And we used to like, she was a Bobby person. We hated Bobby because he was a goody two shoes. Me and my
Right.
mom, we liked, and my brother didn't know he was a little kid, but he just took June's side. But it was so funny. We used to literally battle it out. Like we were Bobby people or JR people. You couldn't be both. You couldn't be both. Mm-mm.
Well,
Ooh,
listen.
Girlfriends was a good show too. Girlfriends was a great show
Oh,
too.
so many. Falcon
Yeah.
Crest. Ooh, remember that? 90210 and Girlfriends. I'm trying to see. Black Orphan and Killing Eve.
Oh,
Yes.
Killing Eve was dope.
Killing Eve
Like
was
Winnie and I watched that
the
together.
best.
It was so good.
I
227
never
was fun.
watched Black Orphan, but I hear it's so good.
Yeah, I haven't seen Black Orphan, but I've heard it was very, very good. I heard it was very, very good. Somebody said MASH. G. Thomas said MASH to me was boring as a kid. I used to hate it when it came on because my grandma would watch it. No, my mom would watch it, and at first I thought it seemed like it would be boring too, but I got into it. It really got to be very good.
You
I
know
thought
what
it was
show I
really
loved
good.
as a kid, and I love it just as much today? Barney Miller. Girl, that
I
show.
used to watch Barney Miller too.
Boom, 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 boom.
You know what
Ba-da,
movie my
ba-da, da,
mom
da,
used
da,
to
da,
watch?
da.
My mom
Hmm.
used to watch Welcome to Fantasy Island. We had to
Oh,
watch Fantasy Island every Friday after Dallas. Fantasy Island would come on, and we watched it. Tattoo,
girl,
tattoo.
Love Boat, and then it was Love Boat,
Love
and then
Boat, and then
Fantasy
Love. Oh
Island.
no, yeah, Love Boat, and then Fantasy Island. That was Friday night, y'all.
Ooh,
WRK in Cincinnati, so good.
yes. Ooh, Heart to Heart.
WKRP, Heart to
Yes.
Heart,
Oh my God.
yo, and the
So many
Facts
good
of
ones.
Life. Didn't y'all used to all watch the
Ooh,
Facts of Life? We all the
Family
fact with Tootie.
Matters, The Bionic Woman.
Bionic Woman, Wonder Woman, all of that. It would be the 80s really was, because I used to come home and watch Star
Yeah.
Trek, the original version with Captain Kirk. We would watch I Dream of Jeannie. And it was all these 60s shows that we watched in the 80s growing up. Columbo. What was the one with the guy with the thick mustache? My mother used to love him. He used to be such a crush on him. He had a big mustache and he lived in Hawaii.
Oh, girl.
Oh,
Matt,
Remington Steele
no,
was good too.
not Matlock. What was his name? Magnum
No, he
PI,
had
girl, with Tom
Magnum
Selleck. Magnum
PI.
PI.
Oh, Magnum PI.
Girl.
Murder She Wrote was great too. Give Me a Break. We watched that too. People said that's my mama. That's a little older. I think that's a little bit ahead of me. That's my mama. My mom probably watched that because my mom used to watch one with what's her name? That was she ended up later being in Dynasty. She had her own show at first, Julia. My mother used to watch Julia when she was a kid. Tom Selleck. Yeah, she used to like that show, Julia, but that was
Oh,
before my
Diane
time.
Carroll. Diane Carroll.
Diane Carroll. She used to love Julia.
Somebody
She
said
loved Diane Carroll.
Columbo. Yes, that was
We used to
my
watch Columbo.
bitch.
Cagney and
Rockford
Lacey,
Files.
Rockford. Yo, we having an 80s
Cagney and
moment.
Lacey. Girl, we
Starsky and
got some
Hutch.
real
We watched
TV
Starsky and
fans in here.
Hutch.
We need to start a TV club one day.
Sadly, we all used to watch Dukes of Hazzard. Them Dukes, them Dukes, them Dukes. We used to watch them Dukes of Hazzard. We didn't really realize we were watching the
We
Day of
didn't
Confederate flag.
understand.
My brother had the little car. We didn't even understand because my mom was foreign. She didn't know.
Oh, okay. Well,
She
listen,
didn't. Anyway,
we are our guest is here. And so we're
great.
going to talk about the topics after our guest.
Yes.
But we are going to go ahead and bring the great Kennedy Ryan to the stage. She is, she studied journalism, Joyanne, at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill.
Okay.
She's written several books. And some are being, I don't know if it's being optioned or if it's, I don't know how that all works. I don't know the lingo, Kennedy. Help me get it right. Oh, welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
Her books are being turned into a television series. Do you say it's optioned or how do you say, what's the lingo, girl?
Yes. So, well, the book that you'll probably talk about is the Skyland series. Universal optioned the Skyland series, and it's in development at Peacock.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
yes.
So do you, with that, I just have to ask while we're here talking about it, is that two hats for you, author? And how involved are you in the TV process?
Very. I mean, we just announced that I also have a first look deal with Universal. So, so that means that they get the first shot at any of my other books. So we're doing other projects together. And then they also gave me a producer's deal, which means that now I get to option other people's books, which is a lot of fun, and make those into TV shows. Yes.
That's
so
awesome. Congratulations.
yes,
That's amazing.
Very exciting. It's very exciting. Yeah. Universal is a great partner. So we just announced that though, like just last week. So yeah. So, but as far as the Skyland series, it's been optioned for television and it's in development at Peacock. That's where it will air. It's on their streamer.
Nice.
Fabulous.
That's a big step because a lot of times they'll give you a deal, but it doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to get made, right?
Yes.
Right.
I mean, most things that are optioned aren't made, and until this is on television, I'm not saying it's made. It's like knock on wood. Well, the really cool thing is most authors don't get to write their own show, and they have asked me to co-write the pilot with Malcolm D. Lee. He's one of the producers. Malcolm is amazing. So
he's a great guy.
He's great. And I had never written for television, so I would have absolutely been like, no, I will not. But them pairing me with somebody as veteran as Malcolm is amazing. Like the show, John Legend is one of the producers, Malcolm D. Lee and Deborah Martin Chase, who's a legend.
Fabulous.
So it's a dream group of people who are producing. So I'm just kind of stepped into myself.
Yeah, as an author moving into that world, what a team to be working with.
Yes.
Jeez, that's great.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Congratulations.
It's a lot, but it feels like a really big blessing, honestly. I'm kind of overwhelmed, so I'm feeling
Yeah.
very grateful.
So you're gonna be moving to
Fabulous.
LA now? You moving to Hollywood?
No, I live in North Carolina. Everybody keeps asking me, because we do have like other projects that we're working on. So people are like, "Are you going to be moving to LA?" No, I'm just fine here in North Carolina. This is where I was born and grew up. I lived in Atlanta for like 20 years, and we just moved back to Atlanta recently to be closer to my family. So
Mm.
it's good here. Yeah.
Yeah. Cost of living is
Oh,
probably a little better
Just a
in LA.
little bit, just a
Just a
little
little
better.
better. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Just a
and
little bit.
all of our families here. My family, my husband's family, like you mentioned, I went to UNC Chapel Hill. My husband went to Winston-Salem State. We are,
oh,
you know, we are North Carolinians by birth.
I love that.
Fabulous.
Well, listen, you are our book club. Well, your book Real is our book club pick for the month of May, and we are here to introduce that. And we'll tell you, like, we're doing something special with Kennedy.
Mhm.
She's going to be, she has books that are going to be our book pick for May and June. So we're doing back to back. So she's gonna get tired of us.
No, you're gonna get tired of me.
But tell us about Real. Tell us about this book. What are we getting
Gosh.
into with this?
Okay, I want to do it kind of spoilerish. I'll give you an overview, but keep it spoiler free. I want to keep it spoiler
Please.
free.
Yes, please.
So, Real, I first published it in 2021. I self-published it. And then because I kind of built my brand as an author self-publishing, and now I'm traditionally publishing, which is a lot of fun. But Real was first self-published in 2021 during
Wow.
COVID. And then I have the series that we were just talking about, the Skyland series was traditionally published, did very well. And so my publisher was like, what if we reach back to one of those books that you self-published and we re-release it so people can buy it in stores and, you know, all of
Mm.
that. So we did that. We re-released Real, and Score is the book you're talking about for June. Score is the second book in this series. And I give that context because it's kind of like this universe I've created. And it is, my favorite thing to write is creatives, and especially Black creatives. So this is like Black Hollywood.
Mm.
It is a crew. It is a director. The first story is Forbidden, which is Real. It's a director and an actress. So already that's forbidden. And Score is the person who's the screenwriter and the person who's like the music supervisor. And then the third book is the costume designer. So it's a whole like crew of on this movie set, and they're making this biopic. It's called Desi Blue, and I always compare it to, so that movie is being made throughout all the books. I always compare it to, of course, you guys were just reminiscing and going down like memory lane. You remember when Halle Berry did Introducing Dorothy Dandridge?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So it's like that. This director, he's doing a documentary. He's driving through Alabama, and he sees one of those little placard kind of like road signs on the side of the road that says Desi Blue was born here. And he's like, who is Desi Blue? And she's a fictional amalgamation of like people like Billie Holiday, Ma Rainey, Bessie Smith, like these blues singers. But I really wanted to tap into how these entertainers, especially from the Harlem Renaissance, the series is called the Hollywood Renaissance, that their accomplishments have a lot been like lost, undersung, commodified, stolen. Like we know that. And so it's kind of like he does what Halle Berry did. Is he's like, the whole world should know who Desi Blue is. So I'm going to reintroduce her to the whole world through this biopic. And so then he goes on this quest to find the perfect Desi Blue. And he has been through everybody, can't find anybody. He goes to this Broadway show, and Neva, who is the heroine, is the understudy. And that night she just happens to be stepping in because the main actress is on vacation. He sees her and he immediately knows, this is my Desi Blue. And then we kind of start that journey of what that looks like. I don't want to give a lot away, but there's so many layers to this story. She does have she has lupus. I'll just say she has lupus. One of my closest friends has lupus, and I have seen the kind of like vigilance it takes for her to manage that condition, but like still like really pursue her dreams and ambition. And I think Neva, this character, really encapsulates that. So there's a lot to it. I call this whole series my love letter to Black love, Black art, and Black history. So hopefully people would enjoy it.
That is a lot. That sounds like amazing. I love that. That's really
I
great.
hope so.
Yeah. And so this series is so Real is the first one. What
Mhm.
is there a romance involved? Because you paired
Yes.
people, but okay, so there's a romance between the director and the actress. That's kind of the underlying story.
Yes, all three. I'm a romance writer, right?
Okay.
So all three of these books are romances. Did they not tell you what you were getting into, Joy?
No, listen, I knew it had some history. I knew it was fun, and that's all I need to hear before and
Did
I
they
know
tell
you're
you?
amazing. So,
Did they
She's
tell you it
screaming.
was spicy? Did they tell you it was spicy?
oh, we read spicy books in our book club.
Yes,
It's fine.
so this is spicy. Yes, this is
Yeah.
spicy. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a romance and it's these three couples making this one movie and it's kind of like the lens just moves. So if you think about a show like Bridgerton, where it's like
Hmm.
the first season is this couple and the
Yeah.
second season is this couple, but the other couples are kind of still in the background. You're kind of catching up with them. It's like that. It's like a moving
Gotcha.
lens. Yeah. And so with Real, we'll see their story and we kind of meet the couple. So you'll meet the couple in Score. And you won't really know what's going on with them. It's like something's happening there, but we know there's tension. We know they have history. And it's not until we get to their book that it's unpacked. So they are like in the background of this first book. And when you get to that book, it's like now we're seeing what was happening with them while we were with the couple from Real. So it's like this moving
Gotcha.
lens. Yeah, yeah.
Love
So,
it.
okay, so wait a minute. So one of the main characters, as you said, we don't want to give away spoilers, but we know that she has lupus.
Yeah.
So you have your friend who has lupus to kind of help inform, just that
Yes.
character.
Yes. Well,
Oh, go ahead.
well,
No, no,
lots
I
of
know they're
lot
not this. Yeah,
right.
I
Her
know it's
and
not the
lots
same
of
person,
people. Yeah.
but yeah, to be able, you have someone to ask about the experience in addition to research that you would do,
Yes.
but just the lived experience. But I
Yes.
wonder when it comes to the spiciness, tell me about the research for that.
All
Jackie,
right,
no. Jackie,
My
no.
husband is watching.
No. And
My
answer this
husband,
was a serious
look,
question.
and my mama could be watching, Jackie. You don't know.
No. Jackie, no. You could ask
My-
Leslie Young 7192, Lupus Thriver here with 2 hearts. Leslie Young, big up to Leslie. Jackie, y'all get Jackie together, please. Please,
Yes,
chat.
get
Please get it,
Jackie
cousins.
together.
I'm just
Cousins.
curious about the research.
These invasive questions.
She said, as a journalist,
I know. Hard hitting.
tell me about the research
Well,
you're
she
going to
is
do below the scene.
journalistically trained, so like
Give us the real. Give us the real.
No, Jackie, no.
Yes.
And I
Well,
can't fire Jackie because it's
You
read this,
can't.
read that, and she the other reads. I can't even do anything about it.
You're
stuck with
trapped.
me. She's trapped. for
She's
sure.
trapped.
I'm trapped.
Well, someone did ask a question, and I don't want it to get too far away because they say they're writing their first book, and we're going to definitely get back to Real,
Right.
but they're writing their first book, and they asked, do you copyright your idea before you go out there and meet with people and take meetings? That was a question in the chat, so I just wanted to get that out.
Right. I mean, you're not copywriting an idea. Like for me, I copyright the book, you copyright the work itself.
Yeah.
But just the idea you're not copywriting. For me, I have a pretty comprehensive interview process. So I will have like a list of people that I'm interviewing and I'm not giving them the plot of the book. They're giving me information about that lived experience. So that's me talking with people who live with lupus, talking with doctors, talking with partners of people who have lupus, talking with family members of people who have lupus. I'm not giving copyright doesn't really come into that process because I'm not giving them anything. I'm getting information from them to use for the book. And then once you have the novel itself, then you copyright it. Yeah.
You copy the
register
novel
with the Library of Congress. Yeah.
And that is Kathy Sondrew, who's writing her first book and saying before publishing. So that was, I think her question is, are you concerned that, you're out there talking about your book? You don't need to copyright the idea. I mean, it's your actual work is what you're copywriting.
Right.
Kathy,
Yeah. The actual book is
Yeah.
what you're copywriting. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
But especially, I mean, and now like my publisher handles a lot of that. But when I was self-publishing, I was having to do it myself, actually file with the Library of Congress and make sure that your work is protected. So I'm not sure if you are self-publishing or traditionally publishing, but always make sure that's covered for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, we know we talked about the research for lupus and for the spicy scenes. We're not going to talk about those. But talk to us about the love. You have to have a passion for Hollywood and movies and that
Yeah.
whole thing. How did you wrap your mind around taking us inside that world? Did you spend time there? How did that come to life on paper for you?
Yeah, I mean, I went into it, I write really immersively. And what I mean by that is like, I talked about like all the research and all of the stuff. And, when I'm interviewing people, I'm asking, what are the podcasts I should be listening to? What are the books I should be reading? What are the articles, medical journals? And you really like immerse yourself in that subject. So when it came to writing the first book, he's a director. I know nothing about that, but I want it to, and he's an obsessive director. Like he's a cinephile. And to write that
Mm.
authentically, I needed to really dive pretty deep. And so I had,
Oh
masterclass.
yeah.
I
Mhm.
Mhm.
took I took master classes, with directors like Spike Lee, Martin Scorsese, like maybe 4 or 5 directors. I spent a couple of months actually just taking master classes. And then I got interviews with directors, showrunners, people who, because I'm kind of moving in that space now, it was a little easier for me to access them. We had a lot of conversations around all of that. And when you read the book, he's like talking about lenses and talking about light and talking about things that I knew nothing about. So I really had to submerge in all of that to make sure that I could sound obsessive, because I wasn't. I didn't know like that aspect of it, like as a director. And
Yeah.
then for the Broadway and the acting part, I was really fortunate that Real is an audiobook, well, there was an audiobook before Real, a different book, and that heroine happened to be a Broadway actress. And
Mm.
I remembered her narrating my book and talking about her journey as a Broadway actress. And I interviewed her and I let her read Real to like tell me, is this how it is? And she's like, oh no. So we ring this bell and we do this, and this is what the room looks like, and this is the process. So all of that really came from my conversations and my discourse with
Mm.
people. And she ends up actually narrating the audiobook. There's 3 narrators for Real. If anyone is an audio person, even vaguely, I recommend reading Real by audio. There's singing
Mm.
on the audiobook. It's like,
Really?
yes, it's a
Mm.
full experience with like a built-out cast. So it's 3 different narrators. There's
Wow.
music, songs, and
Is
this
that
was when I
typical?
self-published it. What'd you say?
Is that typical for an audiobook for it to be that it
I
like
wouldn't
Perform that.
I wouldn't say
music?
typical. I wouldn't say typical. I
That
mean,
seems
some
unique.
do. Yeah, I do. And the thing that I'm most proud of probably is that Real, Audible, Audi, like it won an Audi award. And in my category, which was romance, no Black author had ever won the Audi, and
Wow.
no black narrators had ever won an Audi, like in
Wow.
27-year history of the award. And Real was the first.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So
Wow.
the audio book, first Black author in the romance category, and 3 Black narrators in
Mm.
the category. So I'm really, really proud of that, And so I'm always talking about the audiobook because I really think it brings the experience like just to a different level. If you
Yeah.
listen
Mhm.
to it, most people are like, yeah, you have to read it by audio. If you're an audio person, some people I know kind of like tune out, like as the audiobook is going, they just kind of tune out and they lose it. So if that's you, totally fine. But if you like
Yeah.
audiobooks, that's my preferred way of reading Real.
Oh, that's good to
That is
know.
amazing. That is good to know. My question is, there are a lot of people in the chat that really are excited about hearing about your process. I have one more process question for you.
Yeah.
It sounds like you do so much research and,
Mhm.
interviewing and all that. What is your average process from start to finish of doing one of these books? How
Yeah,
long
I
does
would
it take?
say it looks different for each book depending on kind of the demand, but usually at least 9 months,
Mhm.
and I would say at least half of that is just research, because there's the interviews. I do Zoom interviews. I
Okay.
schedule these Zooms and I ask permission to record them. And usually I would say that's about an average of about 15 interviews per book, somewhere around there. So I'll do all the interviews. Then after I've done all the interviews, I watch them again and I take notes. And of course, I've been asking for the books that I should read and all of that. Then I start reading through the books that they have recommended, listening to the podcast, all that stuff. Then I start writing. So the
Mm.
actual like sitting down
It's
at
at
a
the end.
keyboard. Yeah, it's much later in the process. And then after I've written it, when I'm having those conversations, some of the people, I'm like, this is such a great conversation. I ask them if they would be interested in being sensitivity readers, which means after I read the book, people who have experience, that lived experience adjacent to it, they read it for me. I compensate them. They read it for me and they help me identify areas that are inaccurate, offensive. We don't use that language anymore. That's harmful representation. And they are really the safety net for the representation in that book, because I'm writing a heroine who has lupus. I've written heroines who have amputees. I've written heroines who are, survivors of intimate partner violence. So when you are handling those topics, you have to be responsible and you have to be careful, because that's someone's actual lived experience that you're depicting. And often I'm writing marginalized experiences that innately have some vulnerability, like disability or whatever it is. And you have to be thoughtful and responsible and careful. And so that's where the sensitivity readers come in. And that happens usually before it goes to my editor, or a little bit later in the stage. But before it hits the press, like a group of sensitivity readers have vetted that book and helped me shore up anything that would be offensive or harmful. So that's kind of my process.
How many books has it been for you? Is it like 20?
20. I'm counting like short stories and novellas. I think it's 25.
Count them all.
Wow.
I think it's 25 at this point, like if you count short stories and novellas. Yeah. So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
it's been my first books were published in 2014. So what is that, 12 years? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so like, wow, that's like 2-3 books a year, huh?
When I was self-publishing is a much faster process than traditional, because if I turn in a book, it's not going to be published for another 9 months to a year. But when you're self-publishing, you write it, you edit it, you put it out. So you can write 2 books in a year, but traditional is a much slower process. So in the beginning, I was writing 2 books a year, and now it's about a book a year.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the audio award that you got, but I also want to kind of just give you some praise here, because you became the first Black author to win I don't know if they call it Rita or
Rita,
the Rita Romance Writers of America for Best Contemporary Romance. And you won the award for your novel Long Shot, which was inspired by the domestic violence and the Ray Rice incident. That's amazing. I mean, you are really out here, breaking down barriers and just really paving the way. You talked about, you said in all these master classes, a lot of people are saying they appreciate what you're saying. It's like a master class. Yeah, you should definitely teach one at this point if you haven't already. I have not. I don't know. But that's incredible. So I want to get back to Real before we wrap up here, because I want to make sure that people have an understanding of what this spicy book is all about. Yeah. But I bet you
specifically.
At our private book club,
I don't have to wait. Specifically. I got my glasses on.
Okay. So as we said earlier, Kennedy is coming back. It will be on May the 28th. It'll be a Thursday. We'll put it up. I think it's the 28th. Okay. Yes, because it's the 28th today, and it's actually on the 28th of May that she's going to come back. That'll be exclusive for our book babes. So you guys, if you're not a part of the book club, join, because she is going to be back, and that's when we're going to get into all the spoilers, including the sex.
Yes, we will unpack it all. We will unpack it all. Joy, what are you going to do with her?
I don't know.
Listen, Joy,
I have few options. Kennedy, I don't have a lot of options here, sister. I don't have a lot of options here. Yeah. I'm only a 50% owner of the podcast. She's unfireable. I don't know what to do. Somebody help me. I don't know.
He's like my crazy cousin.
It's just read this. Who wants that?
I'm so excited for you guys to read
that.
it.
No, yes. It's combined. You really don't have a choice. It's not this or that. No, but Kennedy, I wanted to say again that you will be back. So get the book, because we're going to talk about it. And then next month, we're going to have her back to talk about the next book in the series. So it's the book that comes after this book, which is why we decided to do it back to back.
Yes.
The Score comes out
May 19th.
out.
Score comes out May 19th.
May 19th.
Right.
Okay, y'all have time.
So y'all got time. Y'all got time. Go ahead and get real.
Yes.
We're
This
gonna
is
talk about
one.
it. Yes.
And this is the other. Score.
Yes.
I'm holding it, but it doesn't come out until May 19th.
I love it.
How do you make who made your covers for you? How do you
we work with the cover artist. Her name is Poppy. She's in France, but my publisher's team oversees it, the art department. But the artist, her name is Poppy. So, and she's in Paris. So yeah,
Poppy in Paris.
Poppy in Paris. Yes,
We
I
love
the covers. Absolutely, yes. And I think we have a code for your readers. I don't know if did they give that to you? I hope they did.
Yeah, we have it. We're going to give it
good.
to them because it's exclusive. So we have to share it a little bit later.
Okay, good.
Yeah. It's not for everybody. It's only for our members.
It's only for the members. It's only for the members.
Okay.
Yes, so we will have a discount code for you guys when you purchase the book. So be on standby for that.
Yes,
but Kennedy, it has been lovely to get acquainted here, and I'm glad you could join us to introduce our book club pick for the month of May, which is Real. I'll say it again. And you guys get the book, because in 4 weeks, we are going to really get into it. So that's where we really get to talk to Kennedy about, the characters and all the things that happen inside this book. We get to really talk about it, and we love but last month we had a great book club meeting. So this will be a great one as well. So you guys get ready. And Kennedy, thank you. We're going to be seeing so much of you.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thank you, Cousin Kennedy.
Come back and we can talk offline about this. Maybe we can have a special mocktail or cocktail that'll go with theme.
I would love that. I would love that. Let's do it.
Good idea.
Y'all tell us what you think the cocktail should be, but we'll talk about it. But Kennedy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you to your amazing team.
Yes. And thank you. And congratulations. And we will see you soon.
Yes.
See you soon. Bye.
Thank you. And if you guys are not already members of the Book Babes, it's very simple. You can just hit join. If you look below right there, the little hit join, and select Book Babes. That means you're part of the book club. And once you're in the book club, we're going to just let the book club members know privately what the code is, right? So you get a nice discount code to buy the book. We will have our shop set up by 9 p.m. tonight, where you can go ahead and purchase the book and take advantage of this discount code from the wonderful publisher. And so once you get the little discount code, you can get the book at a discount. You'll have the book, start reading the book. You're ready. You can get both books. We'll make sure we'll just put both books in there so you can get them both. But we're reading Real first. So make sure you read them in order or listen to them if you want to get the saucy stuff.
Score doesn't
not
come
out yet. Okay, right. It doesn't out yet. Just Real. So you don't get Real. We're not going to confuse it. We just get Real. We're also going to make it possible for you to get our previous book, For the Love of Harlem, that was also in our previous book club. If you missed that, you can purchase that book if that can be part of your summer reading. But please join our book club. It's fun. We get in there and we have a good old time. I see Karen Stooks in here. That's our Sora. I think she's in the book club. All our little book club friends, they are so much fun. It's a cute little mini version of All the Cousin Nation. And we get to have really great open conversation with all the spoilers. That's why Jackie likes it, because all the spoilers are in it. You can spoil all of it because everybody's read the book.
Well, and let me say, because someone was asking, is the book club on video or just chat? It is on video. And if you join the Book Babes now, you can go back and see, so you can get the book from last month and you can sit in on the meeting that's exclusive to our Book Babe. So you can go back and look at that old video or the previous video from last, you know what I mean? And you can get caught up.
And get caught up.
The meeting is so much fun. It is such a good time with the authors. We have a really good time.
But I love the idea. Oh, I'm sorry. I love the idea of having a signature cocktail for this one. We should do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cute? Okay. So we'll get into all that, Book Babes. Get ready. We're going to have a cocktail, signature cocktail. The author's going to be back. It's going to be so much fun.
And our editorial board members as well.
Yes, editorial board members also
get to be in the book club.
Yeah, they get to be in on the book club as well.
Yeah, you automatically, if you're an editorial board member, you get the editorial meetings in addition, but you automatically are in the book club. So if you're in the editorial board, you're already in the book club. So you
Yep.
will also get to the discount. And by the way, if you missed our editorial board meeting this past week, if you go on, it is only available to editorial board members. But if you log in, it's a members only. You can watch it. So even if you miss the editorial board, you can go ahead and watch it. But try to get in those meetings because you're getting to help shape the show, including this group gets to pick who's the next book club. So we want to make sure that you guys are caught up on being not just a part of enjoying being a part of the Cousin Nation, but also being on the back end, getting in behind the scenes and getting to see all the way that the sausage is made or the donut. I think you said donuts, how to make donuts.
Yes. Let's do
Sausage
donuts.
is nasty.
Not sausage. No.
But not fried donuts.
No, they don't have to be fried.
Not the fried ones.
You can
Even though
bake them.
those are the tasty ones.
You can bake them and make them tasty. We're not going to have this debate right now with you in your unhealthy ways. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. But Kennedy Ryan, thank you so much. She's a rock star, right?
She's a rock star. She's like one of the most successful Black publisher, Black authors. So as is our last one, Rashonda Tate. But yeah, these are we're putting y'all in front of the big dogs now here, y'all. The very most successful Black women writers and authors in the country, and it's actually just that alone is incredible. How amazing they are.
This is a real cloud afro. This is a
do not even go with that cloud bob.
Wow,
don't say the word cloud bob. Don't say the cloud bob. We're not going there. Don't get me when I tell you Vogue will never live down calling Tracy Ellis Ross's afro a cloud bob. We are not going there. That is not no cloud bob. That is an afro. Don't get it twisted. A cloud bob. A cloud bob. They were like, we declare it a cloud bob. Bitch, no.
That's why they need Black women in the room.
That's why DEI is so important. DEI is not for you. It's not for us. It's for you. So this is why the General Martin DEI helps you. It helps you not look stupid. If you have a Black person in the room, they can say, that's just an afro, mommy and mommy.
Child. Okay, so
Bob.
Let's get into our topics, and we're going to start with the issue you need to know. And I feel like because you really went into this, let you intro our first topic, which is the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting.
So the shooting part is.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Shots were fired, about 5-6 shots, and I can tell you what we know. The White House Correspondents' Dinner was going along as normal. They had the red carpet. Everybody sat down. They were in the ballroom. They had just served the hors d'oeuvre when all of a sudden the people inside of the ballroom heard about 5 or 6 gunshots. It didn't initially alarm everyone. Oz, the mentalist, was doing his act, I guess, leaning over the First Lady and Donald Trump and Wei Jiajing, who is the CBS News reporter, who's the president of the White House Correspondents Association. They were all on the dais, and all of a sudden he puts a card in front of Trump and what's her name?
Melania.
And they all kind of look horrified. I'm like, what was on that card? I still want to know what was on that card. But all of a sudden, everyone gets immediately moved out of the room. The Secret Service rushed onto the stage. They grab JD Vance. They grab Trump, who falls, even though he claims he didn't fall, and they sweep and clear the room. And then we learn from outside of the ballroom that a man, allegedly Cole Allen, who this is the suspect, he's a 31-year-old named Cole Allen. He is a biracial Black plus white Torrance, California, super genius who went to Caltech. He was a NASA intern back in 2014. He's a part-time teacher who was Teacher of the Month in Torrance, California. This someone races through the hall area outside the ballroom, outside and upstairs from the ballroom, is tackled to the ground, stripped of his shirt and stripped basically almost naked, laid on the ground and arrested. And now the question is, did he try to assassinate? Did he come to that place to try to assassinate the president?
Here's what we know.
They wrapped him up in a silver, that is like a restraint. It's because they stripped him, they had to wrap him in something that he wouldn't freeze, because they don't want him to die on their watch. He's 31 years old again. He's a Caltech graduate who supposedly took a train from Torrance, California, after having purchased some guns that he left in his parents' home without their knowledge, took the guns, put them on a train, took a train to Chicago with the guns and knives, then either took a car or a train to Washington, D.C., checked into the Hilton, which they call the Hinckley Hotel, because that's where John Hinckley shot Ronald Reagan, John Hinckley Jr., back in the days. They call it the Hinckley Hotel. That's a nickname, but it is where the White House Correspondents' Dinner is every year. He checks into the hotel the day before, supposedly with all the guns and knives, okay, with a big shotgun, an automatic shotgun, and with a pistol and with some knives. Supposedly checks in with this stuff. This is the story. And then once the events start, he races through that little hallway at the top before you go down the escalator to get into the dinner with the intent to go in and start killing people, and including the president. And so he's being charged with attempt to assassinate the president, use of a firearm in a deadly in an attack. He's facing life in prison, okay? But here's where it starts getting weird. He's supposedly, with this big shotgun and a pistol and his knives, is also on his phone writing out a manifesto that he sends to his brother and other family members 10 minutes before this happens. So you have to picture this guy with his long gun, his pistol, two knives, and his phone all on him at the same time as he's going through the hotel, typing out this 1,000-word manifesto that is like, hey, everybody, I'm your friendly neighborhood assassin. I intend, for all these reasons, to kill every member of this administration that I can, with the exception of Kash Patel. Everyone but Mr. Patel is a target, but not Mr. Patel. Weird. And at the top of like 5 of these paragraphs, he starts it with like the reason I'm doing this is because I cannot allow a pedophile and all of these terrible people to take control of my country. Like, I believe that blah, blah, blah. Like, you can't turn the other cheek if you're a Christian. Like. And so it sounds like
he writes with
ChatGPT.
words, or did he?
He's used, no, everything had like in front of it. So it's like, it's almost like if you said, ChatGPT, write me a manifesto by a Californian. I mean, it's like, it sounds like if like a stereo, like you're trying to write a script for what a California, like this and like that. So he's starting like most of his sentences with the word like, which I'm like, this dude is a genius from Caltech, like a super genius. So that's sus. That, yes, Christy Blackman, that's a little sus. Like the actual letter it's sus. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Thing 2, there's a guy that has a social media account on Twitter that was created in 2023. And he only has one post on his Twitter account. And the post, it says Tom Cole. There's nothing else. He follows no one. He's posted nothing else. And it's a picture of that Pepe the Frog that was the meme when Trump ran in 2016 that the right wing used to use. And this Pepe the Frog. And the guy who wrote this post, or who allegedly it's his post, his name matches somebody who was at NASA at the time that this guy was at NASA as an intern. So that's super weird. Like, why would this person, his name is Henry Martinez, allegedly. Henry Martinez is what he says his name is. There was a Henry Martinez at NASA when this guy, Cole Allen, was at NASA as an intern. That same name that was there. This Cole Allen guy also appears in a video in 2017 when he was in college, where he's like an inventor at this like convention to create things that elderly people could use to have longevity. And he's in this video. So he's like been, in it, everything about it is just weird. Okay. And then the last thing I will say is I did speak with a correspondent, a White House correspondent from I will not say who was there, and said that there is no evidence that this man fired his weapon or fired a weapon, that they actually don't have, and that the police chief, all he said is shots were fired, 5 or 6 shots, and that one Secret Service agent was injured, shot in his vest, but he's uninjured because he had a bulletproof vest on. it's possible that one of the other Secret Service agents, they opened fire and shot the other Secret Service agent. So it looks like it could be friendly fire. It's not clear, but you'll still get charged. You know what I mean? But he, in his manifesto, said the Secret Service is not a target. Hopefully they have vests on so they won't get hurt. In this manifesto, he supposedly says the people who work in the hotel are not targets, Secret Service are not targets. The only targets are the administration people. And he also is recounting the poor security. So you have to picture this guy, it's 10 minutes before he's going to do it. And he says, I can't believe I'm walking through this lobby and there's no security. There's literally nothing. And he's describing the security like 10 minutes before this happens. It's strange. I'm not saying it didn't happen this way. Yes, you in the front.
So here's the thing. So when this broke, you and I were on the phone, right?
Yeah.
Talking on Saturday night. And I was watching, because what happens when there's breaking news with all of us who are journalists, you can't help it. You get out of whatever you were doing. I don't care what day of the week it is, what time, you start hunting and watching the coverage. I like to watch cable news. I had to turn on Ms. Now and watch that. And I don't know if you remember when we were watching and everything was happening, I was in the other room, but I heard it. And someone said the suspect apparently, possibly did not fire any shots.
Yes.
And that the officer or agent who was shot, it was possibly friendly fire. Now, Ms. Now was reporting that Saturday night, right? And so, but after that,
it was Von Hilliard that said that, I think.
Sunday morning, you didn't hear that anymore.
Right? And nobody, I can't find that clip.
Was reporting that.
When I tell you, that was Von Hilliard who said that live. We're watching it. And I can't find that clip anymore.
Right? And so all of a sudden, they started saying, because the Trump administration, whenever they're the source, that's a problem. Oh, he came in meaning all kinds of destruction, Pirro said. You know, he was there to assassinate Trump. This is before I believe they even knew there was a manifesto or read anything. I might not be right on that, but they were just putting, he came in there, he shot an agent. They were saying all these things, just like they did in Minneapolis, making all these accusations before they really did an investigation. But then when the acting attorney general did that news conference yesterday, I gotta say, I was shocked because he confirmed what you were saying. And that is, they were asking him, because the reporters in the White House pool, they knew something was up with the ballistics. And so they were saying, did he fire? Did he shoot the agent? Was it friendly fire? They were asking these questions. And he did not firmly say, yes, he shot. Or he said,
he don't want to lose his,
no,
he don't want to lose his bar license.
But that's unlike what we get from the Trump administration.
Well, he don't want to lose his bar license.
Continue this conversation, y'all. Please let us know in the chat when it comes to this White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting. Do you think it was staged, or whatever? Do you think it was fake or real?
Can I add a couple more things?
Something
happened, right? We know something happened. Here's the other thing. Two more things that I'll say are strange. Thing one, within like 30 minutes, they had not just who he is, right? His whole identity was online. Trump posted the picture of him laying on the ground, the picture that Camille put up, where he's laying on the ground naked. And the reason he's stripped is, according to some law enforcement sources, they strip him because if you are accused of using a firearm in a crime, they'll strip you to make sure you don't have any more guns on you. So I can see that. That's why they would strip him.
You can't pat somebody down.
It's weird. So he's stripped, right? He's stripped. They don't show these guns initially. Usually they would show the gun. It was a while until the Todd Blanche, who's the acting attorney general, that we saw what the guns look like, and they're huge. I'm like, how did he carry that through the lobby? No one saw him. So that's weird. Number three, to get a licensed firearm in DC or to walk around with a firearm, highly illegal. You will get arrested. Enrique Tarrio, the head of the Proud Boys, that is what he initially got arrested for back in 2021, because he had a firearm open in DC. It's completely illegal. So if he was walking through the lobby, he said in his little manifesto, I walked right into hotel with guns and a knife and no one said anything to me. That's odd. That's very odd. They would have called the police on him. It's very illegal in DC. I'm just saying, you just can't walk around with guns. You have to have a license. So that's odd too. Then the other thing is, they immediately start posting, who he is, that he was teacher of the month. They have all these pictures, and yeah, Twitter works fast. They have all these information. They had it so fast that it was like almost too fast. There's also a picture that got scrubbed from his social media of him in an IDF, meaning the Israeli Defense Forces uniform, that got scrubbed. That's weird. So it's like everything is weird about this, right? And also just the fact that his name is Cole, and the supposed black pipe bomber from January 6th is also named Cole, Brian Cole. So
Oh,
it's like
really?
everybody, all the blacks named Cole are like murder. It's like, and then the worst thing of all, the thing that made it the most suspicious. Well, there were two things. One, there's a difference in the story. Wolf Blitzer, who's now making this all about himself, he's become like the star of the whole thing. He's made himself the center of it. He said in his 3 different hits, first he tried to say he saw the shooter. Then he says he heard the gunshots and didn't say he saw the shooter. He says he saw. Wolf Blitzer was like all over the place with what he was saying. And but the other piece that he said that I thought was very weird, he said he's been to these for 20 years, and this was the most intensive security he's ever seen. No one else said that. Simone Sanders on Ms. Now said there was no security. There's a Mediaite story where a guy was like at an event next door, was like he couldn't believe there was no security. Everyone was saying the security was shit. But all of a sudden, Wolf Blitzer says it was like tight security. That's not true. Like he just said, and then the weirdest one of all is there was a Fox reporter sitting at the dinner at one of the tables. She starts to say live on Fox that she was sitting with Carolyn Levitt, who's the press secretary's husband, at the table. And the husband turns to her and says, I think you're doing a great job on air, but you need to be safe. You need to be really safe because there are some, he started to say, because there are some, and then her phone went dead. Bloop. Phone went dead. And they never went back to her. And they said, oh, you know what? The signals usually go back to her then and let her finish her thought. They didn't. We don't know what she was saying. She got cut off. And then the last evidence I'll give you of something is off. Trump comes out and finally gives a statement where he's like, we're going to not go back in the room, but we're going to do it in 30 days. Interesting. You're going to do it in 30 days, probably prime time when he can get an audience because he knew he wasn't going to get no ratings. Now, all of a sudden, they're probably going to do it in prime time so he can get some ratings, which he wasn't going to get this time. So he gets to have a second go at trying to get this to rate higher than Obama. That's number one. Number two, he goes, this is why we need the ballroom. This is why we need the ballroom. You see, this is why we need the ballroom. And then now magically, like this, like Oz, Lindsey Graham and all these Republicans are demanding that Trump's $400 million ballroom that he claimed was going to be paid for by private money and billionaires, suddenly they want you to pay for it. So now the taxpayers are being said have to pay for his 90,000 square foot ballroom. So now all of a sudden he gets to have his ballroom and we pay for it. Well, what happens to the $400 million? You going to give it back to the rich people? No.
Well, the thing is,
put it in his pocket.
The thing that's interesting to me about it all, as we were watching it unfold on Saturday night, at the point, initially it was being reported that the shooter, right, the suspect, the alleged shooter, had been shot and killed. Like those are the first things that we heard. And I think before that was updated that he was in custody, there was reporting from the Trump camp, Nets. The Trump camp, that they wanted to continue the program, which seems completely inappropriate to me. I mean, you know, whether he's dead or alive, you just had a deadly gun situation, potentially deadly, that could have spilled into this ballroom. I've talked to someone who was in that room that night, and they are still traumatized about it and still processing it. You got people diving under tables for their lives, the Secret Service, rushing in, men with long handguns. You hear gunshots. Can you imagine? I mean, I can't even imagine being in a room and outside all of that is happening, and everybody who has a gun there is there to protect Trump and his people, not me and you. They're being rushed out of the room. So for them to even say, we're going to continue the program after, like, how does that even enter into the how is that?
Ain't
even
go to parties, girl. Ain't go to parties afterwards.
Ain't go to parties after. If it was an attempted assassination, and oh my God, the people that were threatened, and it was, there was real fear and terror in there. How are you continuing the program? That was the thing. Everything that happens with this administration is suspect to me. And so, but when I heard that, I was like, come on, man. That
And then
to me suggests that they either this is I don't have any proof of this, let me be clear,
yeah,
but
you
they
don't have any proof
either
of anything.
knew that this was coming, or they know more about what they're saying happened, or they're adding to the story of what happened. You know, did that guy run through there? Did he have these guns? Did he have knives? Was there a manifesto? When it comes to when the Trump administration is the source, and I
I
know
can't
that
believe
these
it.
have been a part of this investigation, but initially what's coming out is from Trump's people. Trump even himself held a news conference after. I think that nothing can be taken at face value, because look at what happened in Minneapolis. Immediately they start talking after both, Renee Good and Alex Preddy were shot and killed. They talked about, oh, he had a gun, oh this, oh that, they were domestic terrorists, they were this, they were that. They shaped this whole narrative, and all of that turned out to be bullshit. So they're shaping the narrative here, and I say, until I see proof, like there's an outside investigation, ballistics and everything, not from Homeland Security or not from this Justice Department or whoever conducts this, the FBI, for God's sake. Kash Patel, did you see him cowering in the
He looked confused. Like he didn't look like he knew what to do. He looked like he was lost.
No, Kash Patel, let me tell you my theory on Kash Patel. He was doing nothing because he had nothing to do. He is now FBI director in name only. I think that this is my theory, I don't have any proof of this. I feel like his duties have been removed, but because so many people have been leaving, they don't want to fire him or let him go. He was sitting around like he had nothing
to do. He was standing around in them capri pants. I'm like, dude, first of all, why your pants so short? And second of all, aren't you the FBI director? There was just like a supposed attempt to assassinate the president, and you're just sitting there. What are you doing? And then it's like, what is happening? Everyone behaved so weirdly. Everyone behaved where Dana White was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Oh my God, it was amazing. Like, it was amazing. And then everyone went right back to their parties. And people are pointing out Caitlin Collins, who initially did report that the subject was dead. He was laying on the ground. She might have thought she saw a dead man on the ground. I don't know that was a problem. But the other issue is she was supposedly supposed to get an award for her Epstein coverage that night. Trump would have had to sit there and watch that lady get an award for Epstein coverage. And he's real triggered about Epstein. He now doesn't have to sit through any of that. They ended the whole thing. I promise you, when they do it again, watch this happen. It's going to be on prime time during the week, not on a Saturday. They're going to make it bigger and hyper. They're going to make it into the spectacle of the year because they want ratings. He does not like to be lower rated than Obama, which he would have been, because the last time he was there was when Obama clowned him, and it was one of the highest rated ever. He's now going to get high ratings, the ballroom paid for by the public, not have to watch Caitlin Collins get that award. It's win-win-win for them. How are we supposed to believe this when, as you said, Jackie, the only sources of information, and then the other piece, the two sources of information are not credible? And I'm going to just say this as somebody who, you and I both worked in mainstream media. Trump administration, not credible. But the media, this is perfect. The perfect witness are only people more self-centered than Trump, or equally as self-centered as Trump. And we can say this because we were in it, is the media. The people who, other than Trump, place themselves at the center of attention more than anyone else besides Trump is the media. That's why the media loves Trump, because he's one of them. Trump used to get paid by the same people who paid Jack and me. We all got our WTs from the same people, NBC. Donald Trump is one of us. He's a member of the media, and the media are very self-centered. The only time the media don't place themselves in the center of the story is when it's a Gaza journalist dying. When a journalist dies in Gaza, they could give a damn. But as long as it's not a journalist dying in Gaza, the media are like, oh my God, we were in danger. We were right there in the line of fire. We were in danger. And so they're going to believe whatever the administration says because they're part of it. They're like, oh my God, we thought they were shooting at us. Oh, we're so brave. Think about it. The White House Correspondents Association dinner, and this is why I stopped liking it. The last time I was there, I was grossed out by it. It's a bunch of journalists getting dressed up, sitting around with celebrities who can tell them how amazing they are, and giving themselves award for, let me check my notes, doing their actual job. Can you imagine if you're like a plumber and it's like, now the plumbers convention, Jackie Reed for unclogging the sinks of America. I mean, that's your job, you know? You
But
give
let me
yourselves,
say,
and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying.
well, let me just say though, because I've been to a couple of White House correspondents.
I have too.
Dinners. I know. I think I saw you. I think we were at the same one time. And I have to tell you, the first one I went to, Omarosa introduced me to Trump. I think I've said this
That's
before.
The one we were both at.
That was the one where Obama just laid into him. I was there for that one, and it was so good to watch in person. But I will say this. I do get why people feel like it's unethical to participate in something like this as a journalist. But I have to tell you, the first time that I went and the second time that I went, the second time when it was like us and April Ryan and Torrey, and Liska, like it was fun. I had so much fun at those
It's
parties.
fun. It is.
I wish it was just the parties, but like we went to this one party, and I think it was an NBC or MSNBC party, because I think
the MSNBC was always the hottest party. MSNBC was always the hottest party.
Y'all, we had a good time.
And let me tell y'all something, and I can tell you this, because I didn't go the year that Obama did. I watched that one on TV. I think I went the next year, because Omarosa was at the one I went to first. The first time I went was with Obama there, but the first one I went was during Freddie Gray. Literally, this is my first time getting to go. Omarosa was there. Trump was on. He only went that one time the year you went. He never went back. He never went president at all. I don't think he ever went back after 2011. So the first time I went was the Freddie Gray. So what was that, 2014 or whatever, when Freddie Gray happened, or 2015. And we're in there, and I'm in my gown, and we had a right wing guy who used to appear on MSNBC a lot texted me and was begging me to get him into the MSNBC party, begging him to get in, because it was always the hottest party, and the hardest one to get into was always MSNBC, because MSNBC was the liberal one. All the celebrities wanted to go to that one. The Kardashians, George Clooney, the stars always wanted to go to the MSNBC party because they are the liberal network. They didn't really necessarily want to go to CNN or definitely Fox. So MSNBC always had the hot party, and I used to have right wingers beg me to get them into the MSNBC party, and Rachel never went to them because Rachel thought it was just bad form to go and party with the people you cover, so she would go. The one time she ever did anything is she's a mixologist, so she actually bartended at one of the MSNBC parties. That's the only time I ever saw her at it, bartending. And she made a fabulous drink for me. I mean, she's a really good mixologist, but she would not go to the dinner. So it was like a thing where you're with your coworkers dressed up in a gown because your spouse can't come in. And when Jason went with me, the two times that he went with me, he and the other husbands and spouses had to be at the bar while we're all at the dinner. They can't go in the dinner. The only people who got to bring their spouses, the bosses. So like Phil Griffin had his wife, but we couldn't. All the administration people get to bring their spouses, but it's like being at work in a gown. And then you go to some fun parties after. The last one we went to, I got COVID at it because we were all partying. It's a party. And I can't say it's not fun, but I don't know that I can't say it isn't fun, but I wouldn't do it with Trump in office because Trump is destroying the First Amendment. Now it's unseemly.
That would be, to me, I wouldn't, because it's hypocrisy. It just, I mean, it's supposed to be a celebration of the First Amendment, and that ain't happening. That wasn't happening in that room with a shooter or not a shooter. It wasn't happening in no way, shape, or form. But to get back to the topic of the shooting, I just feel like, much like what happened in Minneapolis, right, where there's no independent investigation, where it's, the Justice Department, the FBI, all these people who are Trump sycophants, and they got rid of anybody that didn't want to, kiss Trump's ass. Nobody's there doing these investigations, and look at how they move. And so what they did in Minneapolis, how do we know? We don't. And listen, this guy may have had every intention of doing what's in the manifesto, may belong to him.
We don't know.
Two guns. He may have shot this, but we don't know. And until we have, and if it comes from the Trump administration, I don't take it as fact.
And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. And I just have to say, first of all, does the Secret Service just not like Donald Trump? That's the most shot. Every time I turn around, somebody's supposedly trying to assassinate Donald Trump. Every time I turn around, this man. And it's usually at the most opportune times, right? Literally, the first one was in June before the election in 2020. He then stands up in the middle of a live shooting and takes this iconic photo that people who were texting me afterwards like, it's done. This election is over. That photo is so iconic, he's going to win. And it's like, that was weird, okay? And we never really got a full investigation of that. We still know nothing. They lied, and the Trump regime said that the shooter, had no social media profile. But Tucker Carlson just literally did a documentary about his whole long-ass social media profile. So that was a lie. We don't know anything. We don't know how this dude was able to climb on a building within a perfect shot of the presidential candidate and lay on the roof, and the Secret Service see him. Like, that's weird, right? So that's always been strange, the photo and everything like that. And then in this case, it's hard to believe them when the Butler thing already happened. So they already, to me, don't have credibility. And I think I just lost my train of thought. But the bottom line is, every time this happens to Donald Trump, it's always like with an opportune piece to it. And in this case, the opportunity now is that he gets to have the ballroom, or that at least they're going to try to get him to have the ballroom. John Fetterman's like, drop the TDS and give him the ballroom. It's always so opportunistic seeming. So they are the boys who cried wolf to me. And every time it happens, people are like, oh, okay, so he must want something, or, oh, okay, this must be a political opportunity. His polls are in the toilet. The Sunday shows were going to be a disaster because the Iran war is a fucking shit show. Excuse my language, a total shit show. They just, NBC just did a huge blockbuster story about how almost all of our military bases in the Middle East have been destroyed or damaged, which is something I had also heard from a source in UAE, but it was a single source, so I didn't go with it. Now it's confirmed that all our shit's been destroyed. He would have been brutalized on the Sunday shows. Instead, what does he get? Dana Bash on CNN asking Congressman Jamie Raskin, do you think you guys have just been too cruel to the president? Are you all creating the rhetoric that's causing him to be assassinated? Like, seriously? And I love what Jamie Raskin did. He said, really? What rhetoric? ... And she's like, well, I mean, he's like saying he's bad for the country. He's like, he is bad for the country. What else? What else you got?
And he said, I'm sure you would agree with that. You know what I mean? As far as the First Amendment, and you know what I mean?
Calling the press the enemy of the people. He's like that's what I mean. Calling you the enemy of people.
It goes to what you were saying earlier. You know, not only is the Trump administration a bad source of factual information, we can't rely on them for that. You really can't rely on legacy media either, because if you watched how it was being reported, which is what a lot of us do, and things we flip around, read.
Yeah, we flipped around CNN, everything.
Seeing what's going on and who has the same information and what's credible and what's not. It's like a lot of them were reporting everything that Trump was saying or putting on Truth Social. They didn't say the president is saying. They was like, here's what we know.
What he said.
This, you know, as if it's factual.
Right.
And this administration, you can no longer rely on federal officials, anyone connected to Trump in any official capacity. You can no longer trust them as a resource or as a source of factual information. Yeah. And that comes to everything. Jobs reports.
Right. You can't trust anything. And then the other piece of it too, and this is my train of thought that I lost, and I picked back up. My menopause kicked my menopause brought it back. If Donald Trump, as a presidential candidate, had two alleged assassination attempts before the 2024 election, the one in Butler, PA, then another one where a man who's now serving life in prison rushed onto Mar-a-Lago property with AR-15s. He had that already happened to him twice. Then after he got into office, you had a guy sneak onto his Secret Service detail that was an off-duty NYPD officer, snuck onto his Secret Service detail, fully armed, okay, with a tactical vest on. You had another attempt to kill him allegedly where a person rammed Mar-a-Lago, but it turned out to be a North Carolina 21-year-old who was a total Trumper, but he rammed Mar-a-Lago. And I think you had a third attempt. So this man has had more attempts on him than Obama, when Obama was the most threatened president in modern history because he was Black. With all those threats, and with not just the president in the room and the first lady, but also the Secretary of Defense, the head of the FBI, the head of the FCC, the head of the Department of Health and Human Services, the head of the office of what is it called, Dr. Oz, whatever that office that he does, another Health and Human
You
Services.
say
Basically, the whole
an attorney,
cabinet
the
is in the
acting
room.
attorney general was there
The
too, right?
acting attorney general of the United States. You're telling me basically the entire line, and the Speaker of the House. So the entire line of succession is in the room. The line of succession is president, vice president, speaker. All three of them are in the room. They don't even do that at the State of the Union. They leave one person out so that you can have a continuity of government. You basically have the entire regime in one room, and there's no protection. You have the worst protection you've ever had. Almost nothing. Simone Sanders said to Stephanie Rule when she did that call, and I think we were on the phone, that you could just walk, you could just drive up to the Beast, which is the president's vehicle. She said it was just motoring around in front of the Hilton. People were coming up to the Beast taking selfies. I promise you, there are people with selfies with Beast in it all over social media. You had both Jackie and I have been to this dinner, y'all. Even when it was Biden, security was crazy. When it was Obama, the one I went to under Obama, security was crazy because he had so many threats. So you're telling me that a guy could check into the most secure hotel in the country because it's the Hinckley Hotel, because it's where Hinckley shot Reagan. Because of that, it's the most secure hotel in DC. It's where the White House correspondent, he got to check in with guns and knives the day before and saunter down to the lobby level above the dinner with no one stopping him, and no Secret Service accosted him with all of those people in the room. There was no secret. So I'm like, and the National Guard is already deployed in DC. They're still here. They're picking up trash every day. They're running around, walking, and they were there immediately. Not like January 6th. They were there immediately in the National Guard. So you're telling me with National Guard, Capitol Police, and the Secret Service, there was zero protection with the entire continuity of government in the room? Come on, Cletus. Come on, Cletus. That don't make no sense.
Let me add that journalists staying in the building also said that usually there is a key card to give if you want to use the elevator. They said that was malfunctioning on Saturday nights.
Come on.
It wasn't working. And if they say he had this high level plan. I see a lot of planning on running through the lobby, and how you going to get in the door, and they're all the way at where are you going?
And by the way, where he was,
it did not seem well planned at all.
You sprinted through the security people, and y'all have to understand where he was
If
going.
that was him, that security video came from Trump. I'd rather see it from it. And there's an AI version of it going around where they show the guy running with a sign that he's kind of holding up. He's running with a sign. Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's an AI version.
Does the sign say "not the other ear"? That was my favorite comment on the NBC.
But
not the other ear.
He kind of turns a corner and he runs through. Now, so there's a whole. So I'd like to know how Donald Trump was the first person to shoot out that to post that video. How was he the first person to send that?
And he posted the video of the guy laying on the ground from the perspective of the photographer right in front of him. How did he get that? So you're telling me they were texting Trump pictures of within a half hour? They were texting Trump. This picture came from Donald Trump's. Do you see what it says on the top? Can y'all see that? It says Truth Social. It says Truth Social. So somebody got on the ground and photographed this black man and texted it to Trump. Is this what we're doing now? We're texting Trump the video so he can tweet it out? Is that what's happening? Because it literally says at the top, Truth Social. Trump was the source of that video. He was the source of the video of the helicopters over the man's house in Torrance, California. He was the source of the video of them running through. It all says Truth Social on it. So you're telling me, so law enforcement, their first act is to text this shit to the president of the United States? That's how law enforcement works now?
Wait, listen. This gonna shut it down. How is a black man running through a lobby with all these white supremacists who are probably in the Secret Service holding guns? You got the rapist in chief and his people. He don't have a scratch on him.
Not
He's alive and was running with a gun. In
running
what
with a gun
world?
and didn't nobody shoot him? You have to not be black to believe that a black man, and listen, Jackie, let me just say, watch this, like the pet, watch this. Not just a black man. A black man with an afro, a cloud bob, as they call it in Vogue. And he's running, not just unarmed, like all the blacks that have been killed in their car just getting pulled over for speeding. He's running, holding a long gun. He's running, holding a pistol and multiple knives. And ain't nobody shot him. He made it all the way to the ground, unarmed and naked. He made it to the ground, unshot and unscathed, unbothered and smiling. And his image was sent to Donald J. Trump. So Donald Trump could put it on his Temu Twitter and tweet it out. Make it make sense, choir. Make it make sense, church. I have never lived in a country that's called America where a black man had such powers. Also running and tweeting to his family, running and texting a 1,000-word missive, a 1,000-word diatribe, 1,000 words while holding a long gun, while holding a pistol, while holding 2 knives, also texting his family what he was going to do and live texting what the security looked like as he was passing it by. If this is America, my name is Donald Duck, because that don't make no damn sense. Thank you. The doors of the church are open. We will be collecting a small remuneration. We call it a love offering. Hallelujah.
If that man ran, you know that white men with guns love to shoot a black man running in the back. Now they got every excuse if what they say is true. If he was running with guns and rifles and knives, right? If he running with all that, and running past you, towards the president, towards the white supremacist in chief, how are they not shooting him? What are they, the Keystone Cops? And they were just pew, pew, pew.
And shot each other.
And shot each other. And probably shot each other. Like, what the? Like, I'm legit, like Donald Trump, he really probably needs to be more concerned than anybody. Because
he should be scared of the Secret Service.
Like, it's getting worse.
He need to ask the Secret Service, who did they vote for in 2024? Because don't sound like not a goddamn one of them voted for Donald Trump. They treat him like a babysitting job you didn't want when you were a teenager, and you just were like, just go to sleep so I can watch a movie and hang out with my boyfriend. They treating him like he's like a side job that they don't do fully. They do their main job, and the side job gets short shrift. It's like they work during the day doing something completely different, and then when it's time to protect Donald Trump, they're like, well, this is just my side shit, so I don't really have to work that hard. I get my check no matter what. I get the same pay whether I work hard or not. They're not treating him like somebody who's had multiple if he's had this many assassination attempts, why doesn't he have better protection?
Wait. It's like when he was running through the lobby and everybody said, I got him, but nobody actually fired.
It's like a football game.
I got him. No, I got him. I got him.
I got him.
Wait, I got him. You got him. You got him. Wait, you got him.
You got him. I thought I had him. Wait a minute.
Why you shoot me?
Can you imagine?
Girl, then they want to get mad that people think that there's just something going on behind it. Like I was saying when I did a video on this on my Instagram, I was saying it's not, people are saying that it's probably not real. They don't believe it. It's staged. It's not because they don't think that there were shots fired and that the people in that room were very scared at what could unfold from hearing those shots. And it doesn't mean the Secret Service didn't run in there with their guns. What it means is, what's the motivation behind all that? Like why, who put all of this in play? That's why the word staged gets thrown around, because those journalists may not have known that it was staged, if it in fact was. But what does the Trump administration know? I
Really,
mean,
no.
you look at Butler, PA, and what
Come on.
happened there. I mean, there was no official medical report that really gave us any information about the injuries. And when you look at what happened when Ronald Reagan was shot, you were talking about him
Listen,
earlier. When I
girl,
tell you, for those of you who were not alive then, listen, there were news updates, press
every
conferences from the
hour.
medical team, back to back to back. You got updates, right? And
You
he
got
was
the air. I remember as a kid, you saw the injuries because they put
yeah,
out his X-rays. Because remember, he was older. He was over 6, and people were like a little concerned at his age he
yeah.
wouldn't survive. He had to come out in proof of life and wave from the
Wave out the
balcony of his
window.
hospital because
Yeah.
they were afraid he wasn't going to make it. You knew everything. Even as a kid, we knew what was going on with that man. And I wasn't sentient for this. I was a little kid. But when Squeaky Fromme tried to kill Gerald Ford, I promise you, Google it. I guarantee you got every piece of information you could possibly get. And also because of Kennedy. Americans are so traumatized by the idea of the president's dying. People didn't have TV when McKinley was killed. But when Kennedy was killed, everyone saw it on TV. And so
Right.
people were so
Right.
traumatized by the idea of a president being assassinated that they overcover. When you and so
Mhm.
this and your and when and not just candidates but presidents but candidates. Remember, Bobby Kennedy was shot on camera. Bobby
Mhm.
Kennedy was murdered. The brother of JFK murdered on camera. You got all this information. We know so much about that shooting, the alleged shooter, all of this information. With Trump, this is a presidential candidate with Secret Service protection who supposedly gets shot in the ear, and we know nothing. And having worked at a news organization, we weren't even free to ask any questions. We had to accept he was shot in the ear. All I said on a TikTok was, "Where's the evidence he was shot in the ear? Can we see an X-ray?" You would have thought I said Trump never that Trump isn't even real. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's not a conspiracy theory. As journalists, don't we want to know where's the medical records? You're telling me that his doctor was the congressman who used to be the White House physician when Obama was there, but then left because of drunkenness, and now he's a Texas congressman, and that's who treated him? Does that even make sense? A congressman treated him? Like, can we see the medical records? Like, can we see how did his ear supposedly was like almost blown off, we were told, but then his ear was still there. And then it
Yeah,
doesn't look injured.
we were told that the top of his ear was
It took
blown
his
off
ear off.
from someone that was part of the Trump administration team. And then Trump said in an interview that he was struck in the earlobe, which is this part of your ear,
Which is
right?
here.
He said that he was struck in his earlobe. So it doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. And they just closed the investigation on the assassination attempt in Butler, PA, with no final conclusion on any, like, it's
No
not even a
motive?
investigation. No, nothing about it. They closed that. I mean, I got so many questions about Butler,
Come
PA.
on.
I mean, in what
So
world
many.
are they letting the president who was just shot, stop and pose for the crowd? In what world? He don't
In
have no
what?
strength. He don't have no strength to fight him off. He might
Not
be.
even. And not even that, not only just let him pose. I mean, first of all, Jackie and I have both done public speaking with the protection of security, NBC security, which is not the Secret Service. It's far less robust than the Secret Service. And I have had that. They've told me millions of times, numbers of times when I've done it. If there's shots fired, there's not gonna be no. Let's see what's happening. You're going on the ground. You're going to crawl out of here your shoes don't matter. Your clothes don't matter. You're going down. You're going to drag you out. This guy goes down and then they let him stand back up with it's a headshot. You're saying they can shoot him again in the head while security is pulling the cameramen around on the ground to put them in position to take the iconic shot. That's insane. It's like as if Kennedy was missed. If the first shot, because remember, Kennedy, there were 3 shots, or the magic 2 bullets or whatever. That would be as if the first shot missed Kennedy and the Secret Service said, "Mr. President, stand up and let's take a great picture of you in this that's iconic in this moment." That's crazy. I mean, and the iconic shot, it's just crazy. And the idea that people think, well, you're a conspiracy theorist if you don't have questions about it.
That's the
No.
fear. That's how they make you feel as a
Yes.
journalist, That they do that. They'll put, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. Oh, you're giving into that. But this is what journalism actually is. Not just
asking
everything at face
questions.
value. It is asking questions and digging deeper. But let me ask you about this to take you back to the shooting on Saturday for a moment, because I'd love to hear your perspective on this. It was interesting that they evacuated J.D. Vance first, the vice president, before they evacuated Trump. And at this point, J.D. Vance is already out of the room, and they still trying to get Cankles up. And
then he failed. And look at Wei Jiajang acting like she's the Melania 2.0.
Girl, what
like
was she doing?
Melania, is she real like this with Trump? They seem like real close, which
Was
to me is
Melania
very
under the table, or they already scooped Melania? They took.
I think they took her out.
Just for those who may not know, but I think everybody knows this. When something like this happens, the president is the priority.
Yes.
Right. The president is the priority.
Yes.
J.D. Vance secondary. It is amazing to me. That's the other thing, that they took so long. Some of the people who helped J.D. Vance out, it seemed like they came back to help Trump, because like, I think it was either medical or J.D. Vance is now secretly in charge. It's like one of the two, and we don't know it. He's been thwarting as president secretly, and we don't know it.
Secretly don't know.
Maybe they couldn't get him up here, right?
And it was hard to get him up. I think he fell. Yeah. I mean, he's 79 years old, you know. Somebody saying Melania was under the table. I mean, he's an older man. And I mean, Trump, this is the other piece about why we have to really talk about our gerontocracy. I mean, Donald Trump is nearly 80 years. He's going to be 80 in June. He's got swollen cankles. He's got bruises all over his hands. He's obviously not well. He's obviously not cognitively well. He'll just wander off mentally, and he starts talking about one thing, and then, I mean, I guess I do it. He goes into the weave, you know, but it's like far worse than menopause. It's like he just starts to, he can't remember like his original thought. Like he behaves like a geriatric person. You know, and so the idea that somebody, I mean, remember, Reagan was younger than that when he got shot, and people were scared he wouldn't make it because he was too old. It really raised the question of whether he, in fact, was too old to be president. And now Trump is much older than him. Yeah, somebody said he was pooping. Maybe he popped. They said Papa fell, and then he's trying to lie and say he didn't fall. And he was like, I just wanted to see what was going on. That don't matter if you're in a live shooting. You don't get to see what's going on unless you're Donald Trump. You get to stand up and pose. Maybe he was trying to pose for another iconic photo. I don't know. But all of the problem is what Jackie said. These people don't have credibility. If they had credibility, we wouldn't be asking these questions. It's that everything that happens to Trump seems too opportune. It seems too convenient. And that piece about a black man running through a lobby with guns and nobody's shooting him. Not that we want him to be shot, but I'm like, what? I didn't even think until you said that. How?
It's like running through a Klan rally and just getting away alive.
Running through a Klan rally with guns blazing, like, hey, everybody, with a Black Lives Matter shirt on. Like, run through a Klan rally with a Black Lives Matter shirt on. Like, it's like
shooting guns, firing bullets, and they've all got guns. And you're not shot.
All got guns.
Or have a bloody nose. You think they didn't want to punch him in the face or do something? Nothing.
It's very strange. It's odd. Right? I'm just going to say it's odd.
That's probably a waiter from there who they just said, get out on the ground. What? Get out. They just grabbed a waiter.
And also, but my favorite part is the letter, though. Dear Dumb Diary, I, mass assassin, friendly assassin, who am definitely not Kash Patel, do hereby declare that I'm going to run through the lobby, which has no security, by the way, and I'm going to hurt everyone except Kash Patel. And I am not Kash Patel, but I want you to know that the only person who will survive my wrath happens to be Kash Patel. I will note that I have another 800 words to go, family, before I run through the lobby with my black ass. And the only person blacker than me, technically, is Kash Patel, who I am not. So, therefore, the pedophiles will die. Just as Kash Patel said in his podcast before he was the head of the FBI, but now he says there are no pedophiles, but he's on it. in case there are any. Signed, Kash Patel. I'm sorry, I'm not Kash Patel. I did not write this manifesto.
Delete.
Dear family, my final visit to you will be that I was not Kash Patel. Will hurt everyone except Kash Patel. Oh, my gun is slipping off my shoulder. Hold on. Hold on to my pistol. Typing, running, knife, accounted for, shooting. Got my knife, got my phone. Yes, oh, my knife. Oh, got my gun. Oh, yes, I'm ready. Time for the assassination. As he's running with his guns 10 minutes before.
Girl.
We do all that. He's like magical black man.
That was a waiter in the back. They just grabbed him. Take his picture.
Definitely.
Write a manifesto.
He's like, I have 10 minutes before my wrath is unleashed on the pedophiles, all of whom are not Kash Patel. He's the only one who will survive my wrath for some reason, but not because I'm Kash Patel. Signed, not Kash Patel. Already.
Signed, not.
Send.
Oh my God. Oh God, Jesus. I am not.
I'm not, dear family.
And just to be clear, this is not.
I reiterate one last time, I'm on word 900 of 1,023 as I'm walking. I cannot believe there's no security here. This is the most insecure environment I've ever seen.
Wait, I'm gonna make a run for it, so I might make some typos here.
I may have to pause this missive for a few moments. I'm likely to be shot. Hopefully, Secret Service has bulletproof vests on because they are not my targets, nor is Kash Patel, who I am not. Hotel employees will be fine. They've already let me check in with multiple guns,
And
knives, and other accoutrements for assassinations. Signed, your friendly neighborhood assassin who has many, many posts on Blue Sky, which you should check to find more of my musings. Signed, definitely not Kash Patel.
Stop here.
Now, if I were Kash Patel, what would I say in these moments? Other than that, there are no Epstein files, particularly none with Donald Trump in them. The end.
Oh,
All right, ready to go.
oh my God. Oh my Jesus. And this is not Kash Patel, but please don't, and he should not be fired.
Right. When this is complete and all the pedos are deceased at my hand, I urge you, government, fire everyone except Kash Patel, who is completely innocent of all crimes. Signed, not, definitely not, Kash Patel.
Oh my God.
Still not Kash Patel. Running, walking, have guns, knives, multiple, checked in with them in front of all of the employees, no security, Secret Service. I see them sitting right in front of me as I'm writing, also holding multiple guns as I'm running. Not Kash Patel. Never have I been Kash Patel.
I love fire everyone, except
when this is over,
you're
there should
amazing.
only be one person in the line of succession. Not the Speaker of the House, not the Secretary of War. The one man standing who should rule this country with an iron fist
And high water pants.
and high water capris. Which are not capris, they are actually very manly pants. Kash Patel. In my opinion. And I say this as someone who is not Kash Patel.
Oh God. Not Kash Patel. Never get over that.
No one deserves to live. It's in this rotten regime. With one exception. Kash Patel. This is my manifesto. Written not because of Kash Patel. No. Written in spite of him. In spite of Kash Patel.
Oh my God. Oh my God, girl. Jesus.
Listen, it's now a 10,000 word man. Latina Lewis is now 10,000 words man. Security. I know he wrote like 14,000 words while on his way to do the mass shooting. He's running, shooting, running, typing, mailing to the New York Post. Like he did it all in 10 minutes.
I will never be able to look at Kash Patel without thinking about this very moment ever again. Oh my God.
Anyway, make it stop. My laptop keeps on moving. It's probably Kash Patel. It's probably Kash Patel. Kash Patel. Sorry. That was the most important. Somebody said this is the most accurate reporting I've seen so far. Me and the Legos, y'all. Look, read and the Legos.
Oh
Jackie
my God.
enjoying the Legos is gonna we gonna get you right.
Ooh, child. Oh my God.
Right. We gonna get you right.
That,
Anyway.
with that, we're gonna open the doors of the church and
Thank you.
and wrap up this episode.
Make it stop. The end. Signed. Absolutely anyone but Kash Patel. Because I'm not him. Never have been. Never will be.
Oh,
he's going to survive until the end.
Somebody said, "Oops, Don Lemon is on."
All right, y'all go.
Put money on it. I bet he ain't there. He ain't there.
Is he
Somebody
there?
tell me if he's there. He ain't there at 5:07. Nah, he ain't there. He gonna come on. I broke my toenail. And so y'all know how that is. How y'all doing out there? Y'all get in the chat. The lemon heads. Y'all say if you ever broke your toenail. I broke my toenail too.
He said the new Iranian hype song should be Not Kash Patel. Come on, Iran, make it happen. Get them Legos going for Not Kash Patel. Not Kash Patel.
Oh my God.
Y'all make sure that you hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this foolery and this ridiculousness. We do it every week. We do it every week. Just as silly as usual. But please like and subscribe. Please hit share. Join if you want to join and become a cousin. Please join our book babes. We're doing a fabulous book club. We had enjoyed our guest of today. We're super excited about that. We got 2 books coming up from her. So join the book club. Join if you want to be behind the scenes and help create the foolishness. You can also join our editorial board. But just please join and just hit like and subscribe. Hit share. Make sure that everyone can get involved. Lemonheads, we love you guys. I know you guys are on your way out, but Don ain't there yet. So y'all got a good 10 more minutes. Hang out with us. He'll be there eventually. We love him. We know he'll be there. We know he'll be there for you. But we want you all to be a part of our Cousin Nation as well. So please join. And also please make sure you support this lady that's on one of the two sides of me. I don't know which. Camille never tells me. Jacque Reed. She's got amazing. Not only this is she's also brilliant about lifestyle and making sure that you're living your best life. Vegansexycool.com is one of the amazing ways you can support this sister. She's giving you veganness, she's giving you sexiness, she's giving you cool. She's all those things, and so you can be too. Also, Jackie's weekly wellness guide. She's just gonna put it in your email. She's not even gonna wait for you to come to her house and beg her to give you recipes and shit. She's like, I'm just gonna send it to you to make it easier on you. She's gonna give you all sorts of ways to get your mental health together, get your physical health together, and she's also got yet another amazing offering, which is the Jacque Reed Experience. You guys all follow Jackie on social media. The Jacque Reed Experience is the way she's telling you all her amazing stories, but also this sister is a badass journalist, and she gonna keep it real, keep it journalistic. She like a Lego character. Okay, she is raw and real as the Lego people being, but better and with more journalism. So please support all things Jacque Reed. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
And listen, please go to one place, joyandreed.com. She keeps it simple, you guys, and brings us so much. For directions on how to subscribe to her Substack for free, or you can become a paid subscriber to get to her YouTube channel. She's doing so many different things. She is everywhere all the time. And so please follow her, get into her merch store because she has some amazing merch in there, you guys. And she just has so many amazing things going on. So just go to joyandreed.com. You'll be able to find her. But let me just say about her YouTube channel, we are trying to get to 500K, and it's close.
It's close.
So you know some folks you can talk to and get them to go and subscribe over there. Please do that so we can help her reach that goal. And someone was asking, how do you join the book club? You go to the join button on our YouTube channel, and you'll see if you go to Book Babes, or if you don't want to get a little bit more and go to our editorial board, you can join one of those two to participate in the book club.
Yes, and please do that. And we appreciate you all. We will see you same bat time, same bat channel by 9 p.m. tonight, or in the description to this show, we will have up the link where you can go and buy the book so you guys can be involved. So you still have plenty of time to join. You have plenty of time to subscribe. You have plenty of time to take action so that you can be part of the book club. You really want to do it. It's a lot of fun. Our meetings are a lot. They're a hoot. We have a good time with our book authors. We give you all the spoilers, but we also get to enjoy and share the book together, which is always fun. When you've read a book, you always want to talk to your friends about it. Here's how you can talk to your friends and cousins about it. That's what we would love for you guys to do. So thank you all for being here, and have a wonderful rest of your day, and goodbye. And by the way, neither of us are Kash Patel.